Shit.
Yeah.
Hello,
Just wanted to
all.
give us a go.
Welcome to this.
I had an intro
Are we
video.
going or we're not?
It's all good. It was lame. It was really lame. I was kind of disappointed in myself for making it, so we're not even gonna watch it. Just go for it, Josh.
You buried your own intro video?
Yeah, I wasn't happy with it. It was very last minute.
All right.
It wasn't
All right.
anything good.
Well, hello, all. We are all here. We're going to talk about Double or Nothing. Most of them were there.
Me
So
and Josh, the only two that weren't. That's it.
yeah. So me and Martine will talk about seeing it not being there. We have anything else we're going to talk about, or is it just going to be that?
It's just going to be that.
Unless
All
y'all
right.
got anything, anybody watching Best of Super Juniors?
Yeah.
Anybody watching?
Good matches here and there. We'll talk about that next week. Or week
Next
after
week.
next. Talk about week after
Okay.
next.
All right.
Anybody watch Saturday night's main event?
Hell no.
You said hell no, like you ain't been watching WWE for like 2 months now.
I think you got
I'm
shamed.
done.
Oh, you're done. I got. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we know the stories or anything were crazy
Let's talk about the show.
leading up to Double or Nothing, but we'll go ahead and start with that. I'm very interested to hear what everyone has to say about this. Obviously, I think there's a consensus on this show and just where it is in the pantheon of AEW pay-per-views or all-time pay-per-views that we've seen. I'm very curious. What did y'all think overall? Before we get into the nitty-gritty of it, like overall, what did y'all think about the show?
All right. So everybody that was there, y'all go ahead.
All right. So I've attended, I guess it's 4 now, what I would call all-timers. You got All Out 21, Full Gear 21, Revolution 24, and now Double or Nothing 26. And I think Double or Nothing 26 was the best of the 4.
That's all you got to say? Like, I doubt that's going to say.
They threw up a warning in my face because Brandon disconnected and reconnected real fast. But yeah, it was like just ridiculous. Like I got a report card on my phone and it's just like, this is stupid. This is like Dream Slam levels of match quality. It was just insane. It was just insane, and the crowd never lost it. It was like with it the whole night. It was nuts.
Adam, what'd you think?
I'm in the same boat with Chase. Like I've attended pretty much every New York/New Jersey show for AEW. And I would put this top 2 pay-per-views ever. You could flip a coin between Revolution 24 and this show. In terms of like the crowd, I think this crowd was definitely better than Revolution 2024. And from top to bottom, I think this was better. There was some dead points with the crowd during Revolution, just in terms of like exhaustion. But this crowd was just like, this was the best crowd I've ever been a part of. And it definitely came across that from rewatching it back. And like the match quality was just superb throughout the whole night. And yeah, I would flip a coin to determine which was the better show, honestly. It's like splitting hairs, but like I wouldn't call you crazy if you said this was the best AEW show.
Yeah, kid.
Hate to come a little bit on the other side here. I mean, it was a great show. Hopefully, before we talk about like the match by match, we actually talk about like our weekend experience too. Because I thought,
we'll get to it. Yeah.
Story of all of us going there. I thought it was a great show. I think it depends on what you want in your wrestling and what you want in your pay-per-views. And this is where I'm usually have a contrarian take on these sort of pay-per-views. This show reminds me a lot of Forbidden Door 2022, which a lot of people love. A lot of people think is like one of the best AEW shows ever because there's no shit on the show. Every match is at least really good, if not like great. You know, up and down Forbidden Door 2022. That's the story. There's no bad match on that show. Every match is awesome or very good to great or awesome. Any of the 3 layers. And this show has a similar vibe to that, where everything is very good at minimum, everything, and people love that in their pay-per-views. The pay-per-views I like the most are the pay-per-views that have the transcendent matches and the transcendent experiences. Because I think that's what I'm looking for in a lot of these shows. I'm looking for, where's my 4 3/4 star match? Where's my 5-star match? No, Chase, we'll talk about it.
You're not the only one getting a face.
All right, whatever. I look for, like, yes, we will talk about Okada Takeshita, which I did think was awesome, which I did think was a great fucking match.
Have you watched the show back, by the way?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Okay.
You were going to say that. Yes, I have. And mostly like Swerve Bandito, I'm way off everyone else on that one. Like, I think that's a very good match that everyone's getting out of control and how they're praising it. But we'll get to that match when we get there. I think I look for transcendent matches, transcendent experiences. And unfortunately, it's not a bad thing. Again, it's not a criticism. Like, I have 2 matches on the show that I gave 4 1/4, and I have a bunch that are like 3.5, 3 3/4, 4. It's like that kind of show in my mind, where there's 2 great matches, a lot of really, really good up and down the show. And that's still an awesome show. That is still a great show. But like, if you were to ask me, what do I prefer as a live experience? This or what I got at Double or Nothing last year? Where, in my opinion, the two best matches on that show were better than the two best matches on this show. But that show last year had
Fuck out of here.
again. Osprey Hangman last year, which I was
let him go. Let him go.
Hold
You
on.
have your second. Let him go. Let him go.
Okay, Osprey Hangman last year was third in Dallas Match of the Year voting. All right, and I was lower on it than most people, but it was fucking third. So that's the saddest that Okada Takeshita has to get to equal that. Well, suck it, Chase. Bro,
I'm sure it will. Though,
Have you
kid.
seen what the
I'm sure
public
it will.
consensus is for that match?
And not done yet. Analytically, shows like last year's Double or Nothing, I like a little bit more when the high, in my opinion, is a little bit higher. But yes, it comes at the expense of you get a shitty Hurt Syndicate tag match last year. You get like a Tony Mina women's title match last year that was objectively worse. I understand than a lot of the women's matches on this show. I get that. I guess like that's always why like Revolution 2025, which is not viewed in the Pantheon because the main event is bad. And I'm more forgiving because there's incredible matches up and down that show. There's 4.5-star matches up and down that show. I could give a shit if Colt Mox wasn't good. Like there's so much elite on that show. And I feel like that Forbidden Door 2022 style of show where nothing is bad, everything's at least really good. But just for my personal viewing, there was nothing at that match of the year level. I'm going to call that a great show. I'm going to call it an awesome show, but it's just not, those to me aren't the Pantheon shows. And I thought this was an awesome show. I thought it was a great show. I thought it was about similar to Double or Nothing last year, which a lot of people loved, which a lot of people said was the best show since Revolution 2024 at the time. I think they're similar shows. I think I probably prefer last year's a little bit better, but they're both great. They're both awesome. It's not a criticism. It's not.
Do you think
giving
it's a
it
top 5 AEW show ever?
It's and look, I go to all the Double or Nothings, and this is at worst the second best Double or Nothing. Obviously, like yes, this blows out Double or Nothing 2024, 2023 out of the water, of course. But is it better than when we went to All In last year? I'd say probably yeah. But was it better than Double or Nothing last year? In my opinion, not quite. And I don't think that's a negative. I don't think it's a controversial opinion. I think it's a great, awesome 8.75, 9 out of 10 show. I probably view it as like Revolution this year. I probably view it on a similar level as Revolution this year.
Yeah.
Brandon, you don't want to go?
Brandon, you were there.
Oh, I'll tie it in. I'll tie it up.
When this was over, I was like, if someone told me they felt like that was the greatest wrestling show they ever saw, I would not disagree with them. That's how I felt. Like kids' enjoyment of the matches or his enjoyment of the matches. Like what? Like I'm not here to say like who should love what matches or whatever. But the consensus, right? Just the consensus. There is 2 match of the year candidates on this show. Like 2 matches that at the end of the year people will talk about as like one of the best matches of the year on one show. With another show, like I think Alex said he had what? How many Notebook matches? I think he said like 7
I
on
think he
this
said
show.
yeah, 7.
And I wouldn't even fight him on that. Like honestly, I wouldn't fight him. I don't think I have as many, but I wouldn't fight him at all. This is to me the best pay-per-view they ever put on. Not only that, this reminds me why I hate to be this guy, but I'm gonna do it. I don't give a fuck. Here to piss people off. That's what I do. This reminds me why I hate the WWE so much. I'm doing it right now because this is just a wrestling show. It is matches that have been built on the television. And like, yo, I don't care what you like, right? Whether you like Lucha, Puro, whatever you like, right? We all should be able to unite on this fact, on this idea right here. We should never lose this, where big matches feel like big matches, stakes feel real, pro wrestling angles lead to pro wrestling matches. And I don't understand why this is just not the prevailing, like, this is how you're supposed to do it. Like, because we've been doing this since the dawn of time, and somehow those sons of bitches changed the rules, right? And now, somehow we're the wrong ones now, because it's not as popular as what they did. I don't understand. Like, we're the right ones. I just wanted to say that. We are right. This show, I felt so validated watching this show. I don't even love Dynamite the way a lot of other people love Dynamite. But if you watch Dynamite and then you watch this show, this is like euphoria. Because this is everything that he built on that show for like 3 months. That's how you do pro wrestling. That's how I felt. When it was over and MJF was standing over Darby Allin and Kevin Knight jumped on Darby Allin. I was like, this is fucking pro wrestling. Top to bottom, pro wrestling all night. There was shit on this show that I did not like, that we will get into. But at the end of the day, I want pro wrestling to be like this. I don't care what you like, what company you like. It needs to feel like this. Period. I'm not even just talking. Not everybody can put on these because they have the best roster in the world. I'm just saying the sensibilities of this show. This is what it's supposed to be. Can we just get back to this? Not commercial breaks after commercial breaks. Not fucking look at this entrance. Not the matches don't matter. John Cena tournament. I'm talking about this shit. The sensibilities of this is what I want. I was so pumped when this show was over, y'all. I love this show. Love this fucking show, man. Who's next? Go ahead.
So I'm next. I think there's a possibility you could have, depending on what people remember, 3 matches from this show that get on. Depending on what people remember, there's a lot of people that there's 3 matches on here that a lot of people are really high on right now. You get to the end of the year, maybe not so much.
We'll see.
Huh?
I said we'll see at the end of the year, but yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Right
yeah.
now,
But I'm
yeah.
just saying, right now, there's 3 matches people are really high on, especially people who normally are like into the match of the year stuff.
Well, public consensus, there's 4.
But I'm just saying,
Only
3
one
that
match
I
for
can.
cage match is above a 9, by the way. Only one. Like, let's
And it
just put it in
deserves it.
perspective. It does.
I'm just saying.
Great match.
I'm
All
just
right, go.
saying
All right, Josh, go.
that. Anyways, but what to Marquise, like you could sit down, you could have somebody watch the show, and I think you literally could have 10 people watch the show, and you would have maybe 5 of those people would have completely different opinions
match
than
of
the
the
other
night, yeah.
5 as far as like what they thought was the best match, what they thought was the second. Like it's that kind of, everything is very dependent on what kind of wrestling you like and what you like on your wrestling. But I think this is one of those shows that serves kind of everybody in a lot of ways. Like the opener, the tag. I if I could see a WWE-ish fan, somebody that prefers that kind of stuff, loving that match because it told a story, it had all of that stuff. It had the right kind of brawling in it. And then you have, the Okada Takeshita match that just, for people like us is like out of this world. I think depending, I agree with Ricky. I think a lot of people are overrating that Swerve Bandito match, but I think that match still, depending on what kind of match you like. Again, I think that's a very WWE style match where you had this awesome closing stretch.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of people, like, that's what they loved about it was that closing stretch and knock the match from start to finish. You can just go down the line with all of that. And I think you served kind of all masters in a lot of ways with this show. And I think that's why it's being loved so much, because just about anybody can point to something and be like, I really like that. I really like that. I really like that. And that's a rare pay-per-view. So
The floor is very high. And
yes.
I'm not, again, just because I rolled. We talked about this all the time in the show. When a lot of these AEW shows have so many matches that are between like 3.5 and 4, and if you go 4 on 5 of them, you're gonna think it's the best pay-per-view.
Right.
ever. If you go 3.5 on 4 of them, which is kind of like what I did, it's not that different match by match. Like you'll see when we talk about the matches. Like all
Well, I
these.
mean, the thing is there's also so many great AEW pay-per-views. Really, the difference between probably the top 10, right, like now that we're this many years in, of AEW pay-per-views probably isn't a lot. Like, really, it might be like 1 or 2 matches for people. So, absolutely. Like I definitely get
Another
that.
thing that I always say, like when you start getting between, that's why I'm not like on kid too much for like not feeling like these matches are like, because really when you get to 4 to 5, it's all very relative. It's all about like how great you thought something was. So I'm never like really on someone's neck when they say, I thought this 4.5-star match was 4 star. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we really arguing about here? But to Kid's point though, like if you're in that range and like if you got to like 4 plus with like a lot of these matches that some people are like, like Kid might be like 3.75, 3.5, then you're like on the side that I'm on. You know what I mean? So I get it. Yeah, I get it. He's right.
You'll see as we go through the show that a lot of these 8.2s on Cage Match, I would probably give like a 7.7, which is not that far off, but you do that up and down the show. And, like Josh says, when you're talking about the all-time greats, it's close, you're splitting hairs. That's all it is. It's not anything. It's a great show. What do you want me to say? It's a great show.
Kind of have a agreement on everybody. Like all you guys have made points that I kind of agree with. Like when Chase brought up how many great shows he's been to, I kind of feel the same way going to this show. Like it's just another excellent pay-per-view from AEW or from any company that I've been to. Markeem said he can't fault anyone who may have said that this is the best show that they've ever seen. I agree with that as well. Like I've seen a lot of people say that they said that this is the best show they've ever seen. And again, I can't disagree with that. But then I also see where Kid is coming from as well, where I personally just don't see it as one of like the all-time great shows. Is it a great show? Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Was it a great atmosphere, which we're going to talk about here in a second? Absolutely. But then I'm going back and looking at other shows. First one come to mind is Revolution. Adam, I agree with you. This crowd was better than the one that was in North Carolina. We were there. It was a great crowd,
Yeah.
but this one was better. But that show had like special stuff on it, whether it be unbelievable match between Osprey and Takeshita,
And Sting's
and up and down the
retirement.
card, you have four and a
Yeah.
half star matches, and then
Yeah.
the ending with Sting. And not only the ending, the match was insane. It was match of the year
Yeah.
quality. That right there is like an all time for me. And granted, if you have this in like for me, this is probably, I don't know, for sure top 3.
Yeah.
But like what kids said, like I look at a show like Revolution from last year, which I was fortunate enough to be at as well. And that's up and down. I mean, 3 5-star matches in a row on that show, which I don't think anything on this show reached that level. But I do think that it was quality all the way through. And top that on just an insane crowd. I think this, yeah, for sure, one of the best. If you say it's the best, I'm not going to be upset with you, but I definitely had this, again, one of the best shows for sure.
I will say, if you want to really nitpick this show, what it's missing, and this is sound horrible because I'm going to use a WWE term.
A moment.
It didn't have a moment.
After that rant I just went on, Josh, you really go.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying
It
that's
had a
what it
good
was.
mo-
It was
a great
missing that
moment.
but it didn't have like like
You
like
mean like a
truly great.
transcendent
The signal.
Yeah.
moment that
Yeah.
defines the company forever? I get you.
Yeah, like
Like
great.
what was the Chase always brings it up? Was that All Out 2021 with Danielson and Adam Cole? Wasn't that it?
Right.
Danielson, Cole,
You
Suzuki.
can't do that more than once, though.
Right.
That was a unique
Ruby
situation.
Soho.
Yeah.
Like to Josh's point though, that All Out 2021 and Revolution 2024, 2 of the shows often cited in this discussion, both
Right.
have that was
Both
Like
have
I'm
that
saying,
type of
like,
moment.
there's-
That's a good point.
You don't have like truly like when you're talking to the true pantheons of great shows, they all have that. They all have that one, sometimes more, just moments that are legitimately moments that like WWE is always chasing and they never quite get to, and they're always because they make everything a moment, and it's not that it's not that like amazing. But that's a very small nitpick. That's a very small.
And Josh, not only do they make everything a moment, Michael Cole's gonna tell you it's a moment too.
Yeah, I know. There's that too.
And by the way, my Forbidden Door 2022 comparison, that is not a Pantheon show for me, but my understanding was that was a Pantheon show for a lot of AEW fans. That's why
Yeah,
I cited it.
100%.
It's not a
You're right.
No, it is.
100%.
not a criticism. It's just it's not the kind of
No.
these aren't shows that rank as higher for me. That's all.
But like I said, if there's so many AEW shows that are within that, like if you did a top 10, they're all so close that it really depends on like what you like, what you don't like. And I think this show is very much like that because there are definitely matches on here that I think some people will be really high on and some people won't. And it's very dependent on what you like in your pro wrestling. So
And look, just from last year, Revolution 2025 and Double or Nothing 2025 both, and I believe All In, they had 2 matches in the top 20 Val Match of the Year list. This is definitely gonna have one for sure. Are you really confident that main event's gonna be there by the end of the year? I'm not so sure, but we'll see.
Main event?
Yeah,
maybe.
that's
I don't know.
second favorite match.
I don't know. That's not even. I don't
Mhm.
think that's even the one me and Markeem are talking about.
All right, well, we'll get into it.
I want to talk about first, we'll go through some like big picture stuff before we get into the show itself. What did everyone think? And I guess, Kid, if you want to talk about, the weekend and whatnot, what did y'all think about like the atmosphere of the show itself? Like, I feel like this is a stadium that they really lucked out on getting and lucked out on filling because it looked awesome in person. And then going back and seeing some clips, watching from the pay-per-view, I thought that this was awesome. Again, like we said, one of the better crowds that we've seen. And New York has been on fraud alert for a few
Wow.
years now
Yeah.
for having that crown of being a great wrestling town. At least when it comes to AEW, they weren't really showcasing that. And some of that could be because WWE got hot, and we'll talk about that in a second. But
Well, that's Chicago right now.
well, I mean, they were included as well. There were multiple towns when WWE started to come up. But as far as the atmosphere, what did y'all think about this, the place that they were in, everything in regards to that?
To me, a thing I'm not hearing a lot. Well, I haven't gone searching for reactions, but like the acoustics in that building were the best I've ever heard at a wrestling show. Like it was like the way chants traveled in there was nuts. Like I would hear a chant start behind me and it'd be like, I don't know, like 10, 15 seconds later, the whole building's doing it. It was like, there's never, like to me, out of all, like just say what you want to match quality wise, as far as acoustics in the building for the music, for the promos, for the crowd reactions, it just none better. It's the first, second to none.
So
I
so
think
I had
though, the
2
reason
major
for that is I think
complaints.
this building is
Go. Oh, good, Adam.
No, I was gonna say I had
Huh?
2 major complaints about the
The thing that I
building
would say
is that,
Adam,
number
you're on
1,
delay. Just go
Yeah,
for it.
go to
You're on
delay.
delay.
Go ahead.
But just
okay.
go for it.
You're on a delay,
Number
Adam.
1, I was freezing. That was, like, terrible to deal with all night, and number 2, I had 0 service, from where I was sitting, and then when I met up with Chase, my phone was, like, miraculously working,
You
so
have no
that was, like, the
service
2
right now.
complaints.
It was cold. I had to buy a jacket at the merch stand, which I did not expect.
Yeah, because they had the pavilion or wherever you say, like, the concessions and everything was open airs. It was raining and cold all weekend. It was just a miserable weekend in New York. And that cold air came through, and yeah, you could see everyone. It didn't really affect the crowd, which is I enjoyed. I definitely, it would have been nice if it was a little bit warmer.
The visual of the wrestlers steaming from the temperature was very cool as well. Now, Josh, get out what you're trying to say before you got
Okay.
cut off by that rude
All
asshole
right, all
Adam.
right. So what I was gonna say is this building, just watching it on TV, it seemed like it was one of those buildings that's actually built so the acoustics are good. Because most arenas are not built for that. They're built to put on events. It's not built with sound in mind. Looking at it and just from and it's a cool building, and we always say this when they run cool buildings, please run more cool buildings, please, because this is different. This is good. It's not doesn't look the same. I really think that helped the show in a lot of ways because if you just watch this show and it looked so cool, it helps a lot. So I think that. But I wonder if this building is. I mean, it's Louis Armstrong Arena. I would hope that they built it with the intention that it had good acoustics in it. So
Well, and how much at least one thing I noticed when I sat with Chase in the pre-show, like, it just seemed like every seat was a good seat. It seemed like everyone had good view and accessibility to the ring, no matter where you were. Honestly, the people who probably had the worst view were probably the people on the floor, in the back rows of the floor, like, who probably paid more for their seats than everyone else. They probably had the worst spot, and it had that, like, that Honor Takes Center Stage show that you guys always talk about in Atlanta, like, where everything is kinda centered on the ring. Live, that's what it felt like. It feels like the whole building is close to the ring at any time, and no one's really that far away. And their set design modeling the stage out of like New York skyscrapers and the subway railings and all that, that was awesome. And it was minimalist enough that it allowed them to put even more seats on top of the stage. Like, I do not think you could have put a single seat extra in there. Chase was remarking that it was the shortest hard cam section he's ever seen, like in all these AEW shows. There was just
No, I'm talking about my entire life. I'm including WCW and WWE.
just it was very minimal. You'll see near the hard cam area, it was like very, very minimal, like the space that was devoted to it. They put as many seats as they possibly could in that building. And I think everyone had a good view. There was a lot of us kind of packed together, close together. And I think it all contributed to the aura and the environment that was carrying the energy throughout the night.
You know what's funny? People have been posting clips of this show online, like their experience there, and like just people I don't even follow. Like I just see like on different social media. Like I was at double or nothing, and this is where I was sitting, and all the seats look good. Like every single clip from every like random person, whether they're like upper deck or like wherever. I'm like, oh, you can see everything. You had a good. Doesn't matter who it is. So yeah, I agree with you guys, even though I wasn't there.
When Adam told me originally what row he was on, I was very jealous, but that feeling disappeared the second I sat down. I was like, whoa, I can see everything. And I feel like from his seat, he's going to have some stuff cut off. And
Which was the screen.
Yep. But
Which
yeah, it just incredible.
incredible view, incredible crowd.
I think
We had a
it's
good time there as well.
No, I was gonna say I think it's honestly in American pay-per-view, just American pay-per-view. I think it's the second best crowd ever in the history of American pay-per-view. Just from like me watching. Number one is the
You
number one.
Are
Number
you going
one
to say
is
one night stand?
of course, like without question.
you think one night stand is better than
Then this crowd,
barely legal?
that's different though, because it's so cheap. You might be right, Josh. It might be barely legal, but it's so cheap that it doesn't even, you know what I mean? Doesn't even. I can't do that. But yeah, I think this is the second best crowd ever on American pay-per-view.
And it was
one
go for it.
I was gonna say one thing I like loved about the setup that they had was the scaffolding, like that had like the graffiti tags because like graffiti's a big part of New York City. So like I really appreciated that. I thought that was like a really nice touch that they did.
And obviously, it was good to see everyone. We took that during Athena and Mina, which actually was a good match. But again,
Yeah,
Chase,
it was which is really good.
I mean, we have to pick something. This is the best
I
show of all
suggest the
time, in
one.
your opinion. Like, what are we supposed to do? Like pick the Moxley match? Like, what other choice do we have? Like,
I love that match too.
I mean, I guess in hindsight, I thought it was probably better than the four-way women's title match. So maybe we could have flipped that, but I don't know if we would have known that going into the show. Just 'cause
No.
On paper, that was the
On
right
paper,
choice.
this was the call.
and we all met up. We all met it up at this open space area. There was a lot of us. We all came. We all took a good group picture. And to see LV, I think is the one that posted that this picture made him really happy, that it captured the spirit of what Dan wanted in this Discord, in this show. And you really we've done meetups at shows before, but this one especially because of all the people you see that are in this photo, it really felt like it just really hit me after LV wrote that comment while we were watching the Mox Kyle O'Reilly match. That really made me realize we've created something really cool here. Like, there's a lot of people that don't have this in their lives, in any element of their lives. And just through a shared passion, a shared hobby, shared messaging stylings, and YouTube videos, we've created this picture that you see. And there was other people there too that just couldn't make the picture because they didn't know where the meetup was. This is really cool. And it shouldn't be something that we just say and move on. It should be something we note. That is really cool. And we don't take it for
And
granted.
if you know who's in that picture, that is a eclectic group of people. To put it mildly, to understand who's all in that picture.
Josh and Chase are probably, honestly, in my personal life, like my two longest running friendships ever. Like, I've known both of these. It's been what next year's
19
20
years.
years, right?
20
Next
years.
year's
Next
20.
20, yeah.
And
That's
then
crazy.
Brandon, what, 2008? Yeah, bro. It's crazy. And then kids shortly after that.
Yeah.
And then, I knew of Adam. I ain't really know Adam, but there you go. Like, bro, it's crazy. It's crazy how long we've all known each
Yeah.
other. It's wild.
Yeah, and it's like the weekend, to put in perspective for me, though, 2 days before the show, I was in Knoxville with my friends from high school, and they were
And
always
Glenn Jacobs.
and yes, I was Glenn Jacobs from afar. And they were commenting, a lot of them were commenting throughout the weekend. It's like, wow, we're all each other's oldest friends. And then I kind of realized at Double or Nothing, it's actually not them. Like, this is my oldest friend group. I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm just saying
No, but it's
pure
funny because for
Yeah.
you that's probably true
yeah.
because you were in high school, so it's
That's right.
probably
So was
very
I.
true. So
And did you correct them, kid, or you just let them just say?
No, I
You just let him go.
just let it go. Let them have their little thing, and then moved on to my real oldest friends the very next day. But yeah, no, it was cool, and I hope that whenever we do All In, if they ever come back stateside, or if we ever do New York shows in the future, that seems like New York and New Jersey seems like our best bet to capture a large group of our crowd. I hope that tradition doesn't stop, even if we have to sacrifice one match every time. I think it's worth it. I think it's good to have that, even that 15 minutes together. I think is meaningful. So I'm happy for everyone who showed up to the picture.
Well said. I agree. The only real bad thing I heard about this pay-per-view, I want to hear what y'all think about it. A lot of people were upset about what happened when it comes to logistics around travel for this show. Specifically, I would say two things. One, getting into the building. And then once everyone left for the show, people had issues on train or whatever. And the majority of the people that I seen complain about this were people that weren't even at the show.
Yeah, there
A
were
lot of
people.
WWE fans that are pushing
Oh my
grift.
It's
This is the only
That's-
grift that they got for the show is
It's-
travel issues, and that's what they're
That's
pushing.
wild.
it's literally people taking clips from other accounts and then posting them like they were there, and then in the comments you just see, you're not there. This is my video. What are you doing? Take this down. But the thing that happened, the problems was like they closed every gate out of that facility except for one. That was problem number one. Number two, there was nobody out there directing traffic. It was just like show ended, and this 15,015 people just start flooding out of here, and it's like they all went to the first closed gate, then they all turn around and they go this way and it's a closed gate, and then they go that way and it's a closed gate, until finally enough people were at another gate to the parking lot that they were like, all right, we'll open it. Jeez. And it's like, y'all should have had this open the whole time. But that has nothing to do with AEW. That has nothing to do with Tony Khan. That's all on New York City Parks Authority, and they were Queens Parks Authority. Who, I guess it's Queens, right?
It's Flushing Meadow Park.
Yeah, whatever. They dropped the fucking ball, but that's on them. That ain't on Tony Khan and AEW.
Are you sure? Because that's what Twitter told me. Twitter told me it was.
I can't really comment on all of the people that had issues leaving.
Look at this,
because
because he lives there. Look at this
No,
motherfucker.
no. Well, besides that, I live 10 minutes from there. I take a specific route when I leave that I avoid everybody. So I was literally like by my neighborhood in like 10 minutes after the show
Hold
ended.
on, Adam.
It's wild.
Phil, you realize this is the U.S. Open complex, right? You realize that all 3 stadiums on the site are full, and you got
Yes.
like 40,000 people there total. They have dealt with crowds much larger than this before,
Yeah.
and this
This
was
was
ridiculous.
this was nothing compared to what they usually get over there.
And sure, do we have to wait a little bit to get in? I mean, me and my friend, we waited a little, but like it's also like, it's a 15,000 big show. We got there right when the doors opened, so I would expect to wait a
Was
bit.
it well, I
Nothing
have a
we're
question.
complaining about.
Was it any worse than,
Dallas.
what was the WrestleMania in New Orleans where it was, like, a pain in
No,
the ass?
32 was the bad
32
one.
in
The
Dallas.
32 was a bad
Well,
one.
no, well, 30, the first one at 30, it was a bottleneck in the hallway
Right.
because it was just the Superdome hallways is so small. People just got stuck on there. The 32 was the one where everyone came
No,
in.
I know 32 was
Yeah.
but I was that's its own
Was
mess.
nowhere near that one.
That's its
wasn't even
own mess.
It wasn't even the worst AEW entrance experience I've had. In Double or Nothing 2022, back when they were at the T-Mobile Arena, not the MGM Grand, they only had 2 sections of the T-Mobile Arena open, and everyone had to wait like 45 minutes to get in. That was much worse than this. This was fine. It wasn't a big deal.
I'll be that guy. I cut the entire line and just walked right in.
You're
I'll
that
be
guy,
that guy. I'll be that guy. Like I can't even lie. I cut the entire line to get in.
Typical New Yorker behavior.
Of course.
It was also
Self-centered,
raining. Like
everyone.
I had to go inside.
It was raining. It was the rain. The rain was a problem because I got in right before the rain started, and you could see it coming outside, and that's rough. Brody King was doing a meet and greet with fans near the area where we took that picture, and they had to shut it down once it started raining. That was tough.
I'm gonna say this. Hopefully, I don't get judged by y'all or anyone watching. I came here with my girlfriend. We had a fun time. She had a great time. Her first time watching wrestling. Had a great time.
It's awesome.
We're getting to after Stadium Stampede, and I'm looking at the crowd, and I'm looking at my watch, and I'm looking at the times that the train is going to go back to Manhattan, which where we were staying. And I hope y'all don't judge me, but those entrances happening on the main event, and we booked it because I was like, this is going to be bad when all these people are going to try to get out of this place at the same time. And we were walking out, we saw all the gates closed except that one section. I was like, this is going to be a problem unless they open it up. So I watched the main event from my phone waiting for the train, and when I saw those posts on Twitter, I was like, I feel like I made the right decision when it comes
You're
to
There
too
was a
sharp,
lot of
Brandon.
I will
That
say
was a
this,
sharp
what
move.
I
Sharp
saw
move, Brandon.
what I
You had a
saw
woman
was
with you too? That was smart. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
judge you
Well,
for that,
no,
brother.
this
with
is
two
what I
anxious
saw on
people. I ain't
social
trying to be
Right.
crowd until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, so we got there.
It's already
But
doing
anyways,
us a
what
favor
I
by going to the
saw
show.
on
Be
social
fair.
media was you see those posts, and then you saw people who were definitely from New York that were saying, if you went to this and you didn't know this was going to happen, that's kind of on you because this is how it happens at this venue. So there you go. So bunch of
Yeah,
ado
a lot
about
of people
nothing.
at the show, the business around the show, I mean, obviously they had a huge gate. Do we know what the pay-per-views? It seemed Chase, they said people were way off on their
Most
like
pre-ordered.
But we're gonna
predictions.
be way off
Yeah.
from last week.
Yeah.
We don't know. We're not gonna know till Friday when the Observer hits because somehow in 2026, Dave Meltzer's the only person that gets these damn numbers. Do your fucking job, Mike Johnson. But it's in terms of the HBO Max era, it is the most pre-ordered show ever. It's apparent. It was apparently double what Revolution did just 2 months ago, and that show's in the 180s right now.
The show.
Damn.
So they could
The
get
show.
close
Wow.
to
They get past
Wow.
too, man. Fast.
Wow, that'd be crazy.
I mean, the show felt hot. Like when I finished
Yeah.
the Go Home show, because I didn't watch the Go Home show until like the day before Double or Nothing. I watched the Go Home Dynamite. It just felt like a hot show. It felt like one of those all time hype builds, like in 2021 and 2022. It felt like that at the end
And
because you have,
people were very down on the hype for the show too. That's what's weird.
it
Is
got
that this is that you had this like I think that's where you see some disconnect with wrestling fans is whenever AEW like puts on what I would call just an old school, it's a bunch of just old school hype like storylines. It's not a lot of stuff going on with it. This is usually what we get, and people usually really like it, and people usually like really enjoy it. And when you get into the other stuff is when stuff like, oh look, it was actually kind of a good story build, and then we get to the pay-per-views, and the pay-per-views kind of,
well, look,
so yeah,
I feel like AEW is at its best when it feels like there's main event acts in every match. And if you look on the show, that tag match, Copa's main
yes,
event of pay-per-views, Okada and Takeshita. Like, I'm counting Okada's main event with Kenny Omega, even though it wasn't the main event, because it was one of the most hyped matches all of last year. Then you have Moxley and Kyle, and Moxley's main evented pay-per-views. Osprey and Joe have both main evented pay-per-views. Swerve is main evented pay-per-views. Half the Stadium Stampede match in main evented pay-per-views. MJF and Darby, quite obviously. Like, the mid-card on this show, the mid-card, were the men's Owens matches. But that's not mid-card label. Like, it was just literally in the middle of the card, but they were main event acts up and down the show. And when you have, I feel like that's how you get the hottest crowd ever, when it feels like there's no come down. You don't feel like you're wasting your time sitting through some TBS title match that no one cares about. Like, it's every match felt important. Every match felt like it had stakes. And that's how you get all those buys.
John brought up a good point in the chat. If they read Arthur Ashe, I think they would have sold it out.
Well, Arthur Ashe wasn't available.
Well, I know,
because
but
it's
I'm
in the
saying they
construction. But
could've.
yes, I agree with you, which was going to bring to my next point. A couple of points. One is I did see, and it seems like it's legitimate, but I did see a lot of people who say like WWE is their jam. Watch this and be like, yo, I really enjoyed this. Like, this was my first show watching AEW, and like they made me a fan, or I'm going to tune in again. And I've seen a lot of that, which was good. And then I think the other point that I wanted to make was that I saw a lot of people say, because the show was so good, because the crowd was so good, should it be a situation where like next year, if they're going to do All In, maybe do it in Arthur Ashe, and you can put 20-some thousand people in there.
Is that big
I
enough?
even saw a lot of people bring, well, shit, next year it will be, because US Open is almost here, so it'll be available.
Oh, is it big enough? Is what I'm saying. If they did 30 in Dallas,
I mean,
that
but
US
I mean,
standard,
we'll see.
they didn't do
We
30 in
shall see.
Dallas. We all know they didn't do 30. But again, either that or I saw a lot of people bring up Madison Square Garden. And I don't really know what the politics are behind
they're
that,
not
but
gonna.
people brought that as well. You just don't
So
see
there-
it happening, Josh?
What I was just gonna, yeah, no, because WWE will never let that happen. I mean, the only reason we got the one show that was not a WWE show at Madison Square Garden was because they were pissed at WWE. If they're not pissed at WWE, we're not getting that show unless
There was also a
something.
lawsuit you're forgetting about.
Well, there's that too. But yeah, but I can't see that ever happening. I think Arthur Ashe would be good because here's the thing. I think, yeah, it's to Ricky's point, it's not a big stadium. I think you could charge an arm and a leg for those tickets though. I think people would be like, understand, hey, we're running this smaller venue for this show. We're gonna raise the ticket prices a little bit. I think it'd be fine. Because it would look full, it would be loud. That place is just insane. It's
Maybe loud.
When
I
you
heard
say
I heard a lot of
an
people who
arm
went
and
to
a
both.
leg, what do you mean, Josh? Like when you say an arm and a leg, like what are you talking
not
about?
like an arm and a leg, but higher than what they normally charge. Like you put a premium on those tickets with the understanding is this is a huge show. You know, like if it's all in, it's like this is our biggest show of the year, and you know we're gonna put this here, so we're gonna charge more because there aren't as many tickets, that kind of thing. So
I was gonna
I did see-
say,
Go
okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
I was
Go
gonna say that there's actually a soccer arena being built right next to City Field that holds close to 30K. That should be fully done by 2027. So that could be the potential spot for all.
Here's the thing. What if you have another weekend like this weekend
Well,
and it's just
yeah,
raining all over?
that's the
that would-
issue too, of course.
Well, you
Right.
can't predict that when you're booking buildings.
No, I agree. You can
What-
predict it by making sure you book something with a roof.
it does have a roof.
what's that?
No, this place
What's-
isn't built yet. We don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
They don't have the
He's talk-
soccer. They don't have no roof.
It depends. I don't
There's a
know.
lot of soccer stadiums that have roofs.
Really.
This is hard.
Look it up. I did it as well. I was like, soccer stadium would be a lot better than a football stadium for AEW to run right now. And I looked it up. And it's not that many that have actual roofs on it, whether it be in place or retractable.
I have no idea, so I take Brandon's word for it.
But also, I was going to say that I heard a lot of people, Adam, I don't know if you can speak to this, people who went to Arthur Ashe and been to this stadium, they said they enjoyed this experience more, just for sight
just-
lines and just
It
like
just feels
availability.
like you're more on top of what's going on,
Right.
opposed to like Arthur Ashe. It's like a little bit wider.
Well, look,
This feels way more. That Louis Armstrong felt way more intimate.
and to be clear, whether it's All In or whatever, when you have a show this good, and more importantly, when you have a crowd that good, they're almost certainly get rewarded for that. Like I'd be shocked if they don't run a show in Louis Armstrong Stadium next year. Whatever pay-per-view, TV, whatever, they will probably get another show because that experience was too good to not go back to it.
Personally, I agree.
All right. We'll get to the
Did-
show.
Well, to Kid's real quick, to Kid's
Go for
point,
it.
did y'all see Tony during the presser when he was talking about the crowd? He was like pumping his fist and shit. So yeah, Kid, you're right. They go get something.
I'll probably
man,
go. Like
The New York-
that was a fun time.
New York crowds haven't been all that great, but this one definitely.
They delivered.
Best one by far.
Yeah.
Since like that Kenny and
All right,
Pre-show.
so we're gonna go through this show and we do a little bit different here. But first, I want to start with the buy-in, which I wasn't in the building, so I didn't see any of this stuff. Was there anything worthwhile? Not
Mick
the Mick
Foley.
Foley stuff. Not
Okay,
Mick. We'll
never
get to
mind.
that. We'll get to that.
Oh,
But
there's
the
one other
matches,
thing.
like the
There's
matches
one
on
other
there,
thing.
were there any good?
I mean, it was Chase and I had a bird's eye view of QT Marshall destroying his ankle, and
So he
Did he get hurt?
blamed he was carried to the back. He could not put weight on
Yeah.
it.
Damn.
He blamed it on the Vita Cocos that Rizzler and Big Justice threw at Carly Bravo, but upon rewatching it,
They weren't even
after
close,
hearing
probably.
said QT Marshall comments, the man just slipped. The
It
man
was-
just fell.
Shout out to Nigel McGuinness. He saw that Bravo was gonna get involved, so he dove.
Like, but to give them credit, they did not try to reset up the spot. They were just like, oh well, he
Yeah, let's
fell.
just
Let's
go
just
with
pin
it.
him, because it was clearly supposed to be a blockbuster off of that double power bomb thing. But QT just fell, and they just said, I still have no idea how AJ got busted open. They was just,
Yeah.
like, even rewatching it, I was like looking out for it, and they just cut the camera, and he's like bleeding everywhere. But yeah, we don't know. We probably won't know till tomorrow what QT's actual injury is.
to those that didn't watch this buy-in, Eddie Kingston, I'm not exaggerating, was like one of the 5 most over acts in the entire show.
That was huge. Yeah.
Like
Huge pop.
massive pop when he
We heard
came
He's in
out.
New York.
yeah.
Like he's like
I get it, but it just shouldn't he be on the actual show? Like,
He can't go anymore.
bruh, but
Yeah,
that
man, he beat up.
He's
I'm
also
sorry,
doing nothing. He's doing nothing though right
I
now.
get it,
also.
but that he had like
you
a
can put him in a tag team. You can
Yeah,
put him in a tag team and hide him.
He's in a trio
So-
on ROH right now.
just saying
With
He
that-
does,
Ortiz.
and he does the least amount of work in the trio.
saying when you get like when you are that over, you can make a mediocre match look better than it is. And I'm sure if he would have had a match in the main card because of the crowd, it probably would have been fine. It probably would have even been good.
I know it probably won't happen, but now that Mick Foley is in this company, I want them across from each other. Just I want it. I want it. If that happens, I could die a happy man. The
Well, they're both-
greatest ever on the microphone versus one of the greatest ever on the mic. Bro, give me that. Just give me that, bro.
Y'all
And that's
shocked?
it.
He's a baby face right now, Marky.
I don't care. Well, turn him. Do something. Just give me that moment.
That's how you turn him.
Speaking of Foley, he was awesome. He brought it.
Yes.
Like Chase, when I remarked this, Chase remarked to me, he's like, well, he's one of the best promos ever. I know that, but sometimes guys don't always bring it when they're coming in on these guest promo spots. Like this wasn't a man. He could have very easily just shown up, got a pop, did the lazy, cheap hack shit, and then left. He didn't do
He
that.
tried one, and
He
the
did.
second it worked, he stopped.
And then he brought it. Like he brought it. You could tell that he like whether he actually watched the product or someone just informed him of the product, whatever. He made an effort to connect his promo to what was going on in the main event stories in a way that made it seem like he was involved and cared about the product. And he brought the heat. He brought the passion. He was awesome. He very, very happy with how that all went through.
I have a question about Mick. How crazy are people? Because the reaction when it was announced that he was going to AEW, some of these people lost their fucking minds in a way I can't even imagine. Like, what world?
Because
do
we're
these
in the
people live
age. We're in the age of tribalism, man. That's what it is.
That's
like,
this is beyond.
nobody-
This was
no, I'm serious. Like nobody from the other place can ever touch. That's just what it is, man. It's
no.
what it is.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like WWE fans losing their fucking like saying the most whacked out shit about Mick Foley because he was going to AEW.
Oh, I don't pay attention. No, what were they saying?
Like, oh, I can't believe he's going. So why would he go to AEW? Because the cons gave Trump money, and it's
my
like, do you not
gosh.
understand the difference? Do you not understand the difference? Do you not understand the difference? And
Tony
then I saw
Khan
people going,
is-
"Hey, why wouldn't he want to be part of that? Because all that is just them being part of the children athletic whatever it is that supposedly they're supposed to be doing." And I'm like, "What kind of fucking planet are you people on? Like, what the fuck?"
Or
So, yeah.
or even let's take all that out of there, right? Mick Foley still wants to be involved in pro wrestling. One product sucks, even by y'all standards. Y'all say it sucks. One product, from the perception standpoint, is much hotter than the other one. Can it just be that? Can it just be? You guys say that shit sucks. It's not just me. Y'all hate it too. So what's the problem? What's the problem?
Were
What's the
you-
problem in going there?
Were you
I don't
shocked?
get it.
Were you shocked that The Rock got booed?
No.
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 I was a little. I thought the online wrestling fan perception of The Rock was ignoring like the Hollywood side of him, I guess. I thought everyone thought that his character in 2024 was excellent and that they're rooting for him in this like hidden Rock Triple H like underlying
I
rivalry.
mean, they are, but they're still going to boo him
But-
at an AEW show.
But that still comes down to what I've been saying this whole time is that not many smarts are left. Those are just AEW fans. It's not a whole lot of us left, honestly. Just being honest.
So
Yeah, I was
piggybacking
interested.
off of the Rock being mentioned, compared to this show to the Full Gear that was in Jersey, I felt like the show in Jersey with Full Gear, there was a lot more WWE fans there. Whereas this show, I didn't get that vibe at all. Like this was pro AEW fans. So that was like a really better viewing experience for me during one match that we'll talk about later that I really enjoyed.
Because now the people that still watch that stuff, they just quarantine themselves there. You know, they just never mind. Let me stop being mean. What's the next match?
No, we're good. So, I mean, I wanted to talk about Foley because obviously he came out to hype up the main event. So let's just talk about that first. MJF beat Darby. I don't think anyone's surprised by that. But this was a really, really good match. What y'all think?
They got them to bite on some of those falls, though. I mean, they got you guys to bite on some of those falls. So they did a good job there because I think everyone figured MJF was winning. So to me, that if you can do that in a match like this, that's all you need to say. So
Yo, how did y'all feel being there? Because I didn't like it as much as I seeing a lot of people online, but how did y'all feel being there?
I thought it was great. Like, and as someone who was like lower than consensus on every other match on the show, like this is the one where I was like, yeah, I feel like that cage match rating is apropos. Like, I feel like they deserved it this time. I thought that it was hot the whole way. I loved one thing I was a little worried about was when the barber chair setup was there. I was like, if MJF wins, like they're just gonna like quietly take this to the back. Like, seems kind of awkward to like just leave it there. And then using it for the spots that they did and with Darby jumping off the stage, I thought was excellent. Like, I thought that was a really creative way to have that be involved, to have the subway railing be involved, the natural connection there with Darby jumping from it, just Darby jumping there while we could see, I guess it wasn't as clear in the TV copy. There's a whole section of people there too. Like, and that was a really cool visual. And I thought the finish was great. I thought it was the right finish. I thought it was like a great Darby Allin match. Like, I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I was hoping it would be. And no complaints.
Chase, what do you think?
So I've been to both of their pay-per-view matches live. The first one, which opened Full Gear 21, I thought was a technical spectacle and fucking awesome. I gave that one 4 3/4. This one I thought was better. Spectacle was on a grander scale. Darby climbing that fucking scaffolding in 16 seconds was crazy. The thing I did not notice live, which I did on replay, was how Darby split his head open, was that he Rick rooted the back of his head on that platform they had the table on when the coffin drop happened. It's just gross when you see it because it's just like his head just goes and right into the back. And if he is cleared tomorrow, I will be shocked because he's got to have a concussion after that.
We had a bad I don't know if you call it bad, but that suicide dive he did early on in the match where he
Oh
like
my
clipped his
gosh.
feet
If
and
you
like
But he was
Yo, if you
fine
look-
after that,
That's what I'm
though.
saying. If you look at the third viewing of it, he lands right on the top of his shoulders. Like, it's like it looks bad, but he
Yeah.
lands right. And then MJF being the genius that he is, he notices and he looks in the camera. He gives that smile. He points back like, "Look what I just did to this dude," because he knows he's still fine. Darby Allin is great, man. He's fucking fantastic. Go ahead,
He
Chase.
he did not look fine after that coffin drop. He's clearly like beleaguered. He's doing the trying to get feeling back in his hand stuff.
I gotta stop that.
What?
We'll talk about this. This is a big annoyance for me in the Bandito match. I'm getting sick of like this losing strength crap, like up and down the card. It's driving me nuts. But anyway, continue.
The man's got a concussion. What do you want him to do?
I get it. It's Chase, like anything in wrestling, it's less bad when it's not being repetitive, is my whole point. Like, it's a general problem that I feel like they should stop.
Brother, he got a fucking concussion.
yeah, he
I
might
think
have
he's
actually
gonna
been
think about what
complaining
other people
about-
did on the
He's
card.
not complaining about this one. He's complaining about the one in the Bandito match.
Which was objectively bad and illogical. All right, go ahead.
No, go ahead,
But
Chase.
y-
Go ahead.
But
We
yeah,
done
it was
good.
it was a perfect end to this chapter of their story, and I'm calling it this chapter of their story because the story ain't over.
This is one of those feuds that'll just they'll just come back to over and over and over again, like throughout AEW history. You always can.
And just use that same story of headlock takeover. It'll always be there.
Darby, and now that the headlock takeover count is 3-1, obviously Darby will probably beat him again with headlock takeover at some point, to even up the score.
I think he should do it for the hair.
Eventually.
But yeah, this is one of 2 matches I gave 5 stars on this show.
So you agree with me that it was the second best match on the show? Because it seems like they disagreed, but you were with me. That
Yeah, I think it's the second best.
No.
Yeah.
Not I, but yeah.
Yes, not I either.
Brandon, rest in peace to the greatest AEW World Champion of all time. I thought you'd have a
I
little
wouldn't say
more-
the greatest AEW champion, but I don't know if necessarily the champion and the reign are the same thing.
such an awesome title reign.
Thank
that
you,
didn't even-
Brandon.
Yeah.
Thank you. He's trying to troll you, but thank you, Brandon.
I know he
Thank
is. I
you.
know he is. But reign, yeah, I thought this was a fantastic reign. I enjoyed it. I thought it didn't overstay its welcome at all. It didn't jump the shark. And it told the story of him going balls to the wall throughout the whole reign of just taking all comers. And then this match where he just puts his body completely on the line and MJF knows that and plays it smart and ends up winning in the end. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, like I again, I didn't like this as much as everyone else. Like so much so, I don't know if it's a hot take here, but I like the Ciampa match more than this one. Honestly, just me, but just me.
Yeah, I'd
but
probably
just
put
you.
Ciampa as a catch up, but this is really
I
good
mean,
as
the
well.
Ciampa match, I wouldn't be surprised if gets a lot of.
Well, you're just voting great
match
match
of the
versus
year.
great match. I'm not saying like
Yeah,
this,
I'm just I'm
Yeah.
telling Markeem that
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like-
yeah. End of the year is gonna be interesting.
This was given the business success of the show. I think we can.
Look at Gary breaking out his charts, his metrics. I don't care about that, bro. I want to see hoopers.
You-
And Darby
you
Allin
got-
was a certified hooper in this
Hold on,
title
okay,
reign.
you got the button to do it, so I'll do it. Gary, let me talk to you about something real quick. That Nielsen has changed the ratings methodology not once,
he's trolling.
not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times. They've changed it 5 times. And in August, they're going to change it for a 6th time. We have no idea what the hell these shows are doing at all. It's crazy. And the fact that the CW is the only channel to openly revolt over this and no one else has, kind of like
Well,
everyone else is
they're the only ones that openly revolt.
that's
Apparently,
why I
there's
said
a lot of
that's why I said openly, Josh. I'm shocked more haven't, because like what they're doing right now is just crazy, and it's like impossible to make decisions. It's just like we can't even compare year-over-year data points for this shit. We can't even do month to month. It's just ridiculous.
And also, the show did great business, and the company feels hotter than it did before the Darby title reign started. I mean, this was an objectively good run. Like, sorry.
yes.
I knew something was gonna happen when they brought the stretcher out and put Darby Allin on the stretcher. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Darby Allin on the stretcher, and then MJF did the thing where you put his foot on there and he held the title up. I was like, okay, same thing he did with Hangman back at Revolution. He's gonna do with Darby. Cool, that makes sense. That's how you go off the air. And then Kevin Knight comes out in his Timbs and then does the turn. And again, when you put Darby Allin on the stretcher, you know something's gonna happen. I think all of us saw potentially Kevin Knight was gonna turn. Maybe not at the end of one of the biggest shows of all time, but hey, that's a good look for him.
Yeah.
You were the last image, the
Big
last guy
man.
standing tall at the
Like-
end of this huge pay-per-view.
So I noted this to myself. Kevin Knight is 29. MJF is 30. Darby Allin is 33. Those are the last 3 wrestlers you see on this show. When was the last time WWE could say the same thing about theirs?
You would have to
I know-
get them like, yeah.
I mean, we always had this problem where we usually record the preview before the last Dynamite, but that Kevin Knight promo on that Go Home Dynamite was like the most blatant telegraph turn
You
we've
talking
ever seen.
about, no, that was the collision. Well, yeah, it was Dynamite Collision. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I saw it, make sure I was like, it's gonna turn. He was like, I'm rooting
told
for
y'all.
you. We're all rooting for you. You hear that, Darby?
You make sure you
Everyone is
win.
rooting for you. Make
You
sure
make
you
sure you
win.
win.
Make sure you win.
Like, sure you like could not
But
have
you know
been more
what?
blatant.
But that's good in a lot of ways, because the thing is the crowd absolutely ate it up when he turned, because
yeah,
they
true.
were like, oh, here we go, he's turning now, and that's why I always complain when people go.
It was funny. Before he jumped, Britt goes, hey, make sure y'all get out of the way so y'all don't get hit by Kevin, and he jumped. Because he knew he was going to jump when they were pushing him out. She was like, you guys make sure you get out of the way before he, oh,
No,
man,
but-
so obvious,
But
man.
we always have people complain that they want everything super unpredictable. Super unpredictability doesn't work when you don't have predictability to set it up. You have to have predictable storylines so that when you do the unpredictable things, it's truly unpredictable and has much more of a shock value than just, doing the turn for 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 the turn. that does it loses. It doesn't mean as much. So
Every big match on the show was predictable. No one cared.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Cage and Cope winning was a lock. Osprey winning was a lock. In my mind, MJF winning was a lock. Like it was fine. Like for most people, thought Takeshita was a lock. I didn't quite think that, but
I
I
didn't
agree with
either.
that
I
sentiment.
didn't either.
But I'm just saying, almost everything here was predictable, and it's getting
Right.
insanely good reviews. It's fine.
Where would you go if you're Tony? Where you go with MJF? Are you going all the way to All In with this belt? Guy got two pay-per-views.
I think the next there's 2 pay-per-views, so he's gonna have at least one more. I would imagine one of those will probably be Omega, just to tease
Yeah,
that.
Omega in July.
So
Omega-
how does that?
Omega Juice.
How do we get to that point where Omega gets a championship match?
The show's
How
Don't
is he
know yet. We
going
gotta
to?
watch the show.
Well, here's what. But the question is, how is he going to skip over? Which we assume that Will Ospreay is going to win the Owen. How does Omega get to skip over Ospreay to get a title shot?
Well,
When
the reward for winning the Owen is the main event of All In.
Right.
It's not the next title shot. It is you get the title shot at All In. It's not you get the very next title shot.
I
Yeah,
guess so.
The
It's
the
not-
champion is waiting for Will Ospreay is waiting for whoever the champion is.
And I know-
That's
I
how
get
the
it.
G1 is every year.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
and I know they're also not like a good standard for comparison, but in WWE, how often do we see someone wins the Rumble and then someone else gets a title shot on the next show,
Yeah, of
but
course,
the Rumble
of
winner
course.
gets Mania?
We don't want to compare this to WWE, okay?
I
kid?
I
we want to
preempt
get
that.
away from that.
Yes, but in general, like it's a common. I understand that being in the main event of All In is its own reward, separate from the title
Right.
shot. Like-
I was just thrown off because this whole feud that we've seen, but what we've seen recently with MJF and Darby, with MJF is getting on Darby like, you are such an idiot. Why are you defending your championship every single week when I'm the next one up? You literally could just wait for my shot and whatever happens.
I mean, I would.
So
it
from
would
there,
not
he's gonna
shock
let
me.
Kenny Omega over jump. Yeah, that's the thing that
It
threw
would.
me
It
off.
would
of
not shock me if we don't get like. Okay, this is what. If MJF isn't at Forbidden Door, because that matches his thing with Forbidden Door, and we get but
Special
he then
issue.
has to defend the title at that new pay-per-view,
Redemption.
and and we get Kenny there.
Okay, and Kenny wins, and Kenny has a 1 month title reign.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. It,
I-
does,
I-
it doesn't.
But you're just putting doubt. You're
We just had a
putting.
1 month
I'm
title
just-
reign.
I-
We just
Kenny
had. That's what I'm
deserves
saying.
better than that. He deserves better than that.
But I'm just saying that even then, you're at least putting doubt in people's minds about
That's true, too.
who's going to be at All In.
Isn't and I think this year especially, because it does seem like they're not gonna trick us with the Osprey thing this time. It seems like this time he's actually gonna win the Owen, he's actually gonna win the All In main event. Given that that is such a certainty, I think it matters less, like the doubt of whether or not Osprey will win or lose. I think because that's just accepted, then I think whatever they think will make for a better moment, a better story. I think worry less about credibility in terms of someone losing or winning against Osprey. We all know he's gonna win. It's fine. It is what it is. Just give us the best possible match and moment for All In, I think. I think that matters more than suing that doubt.
And like I think you
And
do that
Brandon.
just so there is that doubt of what match you're getting, not because of, but just because. Okay, which match are we getting? They're gonna be awesome no matter what. So
And Brendan, why can't it be as simple as MJF tells Kenny, I will only give you the shot if you do what Hangman did. If you can't beat me, no more world title matches forever.
Yeah. I want to
which
take
would actually
something from
play
you.
into that story.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. I got the feeling that this is going to turn into a 3-way.
And then it doesn't
MJF,
even.
Osprey, and Omega. I
I
don't want to
don't-
see it. I don't want to
you-
see it. I don't want to see it. But
There's already
it
going to be a
doesn't
high
even-
profile 3-way on that show that makes sense. They don't need to have one for the world belt either.
I know.
And it doesn't even have to be what Kid said. It could just be, I want to take something from you, Kenny. Whatever that may be, they come up with something. But I think that's how you do it. Because MJF, what does he love almost as much as winning the world title? Ruining people's lives. You know what I mean? So that's all they have to do.
And also, it's not just that there's another high profile 3-way chase. I think it is very likely with how last year we knew the world title match was the main event, whoever takes out the Death Riders. And we also knew Omega and Okada would be like the clear second, maybe tied
what
with
three-way
Mercedes
y'all
and
talking
Tony.
about?
Big match on the show.
Fletcher,
My-
Okada, Takeshita. Is
No,
that what
no,
you
my
guys are
point
referring
is-
to?
No, we're not there yet, but I'll talk about it.
Okay.
No. My point is that on paper, the clear second
see what you're
biggest
saying.
promoted match on the show is probably that 3-way tag. So it's not just that you have another high profile
Oh,
3-way. It
there
would be
you
your
go.
top two
That's
matches
what it
would
is.
both be 3.
Or
That's turned into a 4-way. Why wouldn't they add?
New Day.
Thank you. Why wouldn't you add? New
That's
Day?
where I
I
was-
was
do
where you're ruining stuff for later in the show or whatever.
Sorry.
My-
Well, yeah, we're talking
my
about, yeah.
God.
I think
my
if the
God.
whole, I mean, look, they probably, maybe they will, maybe they won't. I think if the whole spirit is to recreate TLC from WrestleMania 2000 and 2001. Those are
Yeah,
both
it's only gotta be
three-ways.
three-way.
They're not
Well,
four-way.
we'll get to. But let's finish up with the main event. Yeah, again, I see it as a three-way. I don't want it to happen, but
You're worried it's gonna be a three-way.
I'm not worried because, like, if that three-way happens, I'm still gonna want to watch it. I just don't want it. I'd much
But,
rather
I
be
mean, you don't
one-on-one.
want it to be a three-way, and you're worried that they're gonna turn it into a
Y'all know
three-way.
me.
Yeah, for
Y'all
sure.
know
Because
me.
I mean, yes, I would love the wrestling fan in me is wanting to see Osprey and Omega, especially it's probably gonna be the last time. But do you really want your pretty much biggest star to not be in the main event of the biggest show of the year? Especially when you got how many tickets they got out right now?
We don't know yet. You want the right now number?
I mean, just an estimate. Just an estimate. What
Is
was
it
it like
almost
20?
Mid
26K?
20s, maybe?
Yeah,
I
and
think they're
what,
closer to
Josh? What do we need?
30.
40 for this to be not an embarrassment?
Yeah, I know. I agree.
So again, that I don't know. And it's just a lot. I mean, this is a great problem to have, I guess, especially with all this top talent on here. But
And you would have you would still have MJF like in a high-profile match. It's not like you wouldn't have an effect
who
on.
would that be against?
And that's what I'm saying. He could
you
lose
could
the.
do him
What,
and
what if it's Hangman Page? I'm about to say, what if it's Hangman Page?
You can just do
Why
the
not?
rematch for not the title.
I'd much rather
You
see
do, like,
MJF and Mick Foley. Okay,
Stop.
at least right now.
Stop.
At least right now. By the way, did you see how good he was walking down that ramp?
My
That
God, bro.
rampway?
No,
I
he's
don't want to
definitely
see it. I
cleared.
don't
He
want to
did
see it,
physical
but I
stuff.
would not be surprised.
He's
You can do
cleared.
And then
MJF
doing some
Okada.
DDP
Stuff.
yoga. You do some DDP yoga, get right back in there. You know what I'm saying? Anything else to say on the main event? Y'all good?
It was great.
All right.
Great match.
Circle back. We had the tag team. I Quit. Cope and Cage. FTR. This was a lot of fun. I was not looking forward to this match at all, but this was a whole lot of fun.
Chase
even
had a
with
take.
even with the restrictions of New York, you can't bleed and do crazy violence. At least that's what they say. They did some insane stuff in here with that flaming table and obviously all the other spots as well. It was great.
Chase had a take. Go ahead, Chase. What was your take
About what?
on the goodness? Great. Pay attention. The I
Yeah,
Quit
he made
I'm
match.
something.
trying to. We jumped to there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
You're
first
not
match
paying
of the show.
attention.
I thought you were going backwards.
No.
We just do
Oh.
that match and we'll circle back
Okay,
around.
so to me, I thought that this was Cage and Cope's best performance ever as a team.
Shit. That was what I was going to say.
Wow.
I don't know. I have no idea, but I can
I
understand.
have no idea either. I was never super
I don't
high on
know,
them as a
but
tag
cool.
team.
I mean,
Sure.
what are the matches? What are the top performances that you're
TLC.
comparing?
Look.
TLCs.
That's
When
what
I
I'm
said that,
saying.
they
Like,
tried
you
to
just
come
look
at
at
me.
TLC.
They try to come at me, Brandon. So no.
But I was saying you don't have to think about anything other than the TLC matches. There is no
Exactly.
other
Right.
All in
no
is
other match that they have that you think about like, oh man, that was a great one.
I agree.
There's a
All in is
TLC or ladder match.
But the
all
TLC
in
match,
is at 24,860 right now.
Gotcha, cool, awesome.
the TLC
But yeah,
match
like
is a classic, and they were responsible for why those matches were good. The Dudley Boys weren't contributing much to those matches. It was mainly
I
Cope
agree with
Boys.
everything you're saying, including the Dudley Boys.
Y'all gotta stop disrespecting the Dudleys, man.
Yeah,
12-year-old Marquine will beat the shit out of you. But no, you're right.
This is a perfect example. This match is kind of a microcosm of my views on the show. Like I gave this 3 3/4. I thought it was very good. A lot of people are giving it 4 or 4 1/4. That difference isn't big.
I gave it
You
4.5.
But you do that up and down the show, it'll seem like I'm a lot lower when really I'm just a little bit lower on every very good match. That's all it is.
I don't think that's a bad rating at all.
Yes, I agree. But
Yeah.
In fact,
went
I
for
brought my rating down a little bit when Beth
came out.
Copeland came out there.
it was
made
better.
sense.
It was so
Slow,
quick that it didn't bother me so
slow,
much.
but it wasn't quick. It was slow. She took forever to do anything. Cope was like, "Get the fuck in the ring, bring the shit in." She's taking forever to do stuff.
Okay, but Brendan, when Dax threw her into the steps, at least live,
That was awesome.
I lost my mind. I was
Oh,
like, that's so
yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
sweet. That was awesome.
Somebody was
She
screaming
was very
domestic
concerned.
violence.
yeah. She was very concerned for Beth.
It looked so violent. Like it was great.
And shout out to Stokely Hathaway taking the third best flaming table bump I've ever seen. Shout out to him, man.
He had to enjoy it. It had to be awesome for him to go through.
I didn't like
But
the-
yeah, this was great. I wasn't 100% that they were gonna win this match.
Why?
There was no telling. I mean, just
No.
because of the stip doesn't mean anything. These guys don't mean anything. But yes, if you want to say, hey, you want to give them the championship and have, yeah, for sure. But it wasn't 100%
But
that they were going to win this match.
all the plans after this, like if they're gonna go, they've never done Copa Cage versus the Bucks, and whether or not they do the All In
Well,
ladder match,
change,
none of those can
pal.
happen. I'm saying none of those can happen if they lose this match.
Oh, do we got to see that match, man? I'm not even
Bucks?
super excited.
The Bucks will make
The-
that great.
A 3-way/4-way for a TLC match.
If it's
All
a
right, so
4-way, 4-way, I'm less excited.
to me, do you put them in the match or do they debut after the match?
Chase would
I
take
think
the
they
second
debut-
thing, the ladder.
I think because you can have the
You got to
Bucks
sell tickets,
win.
brother. You got to sell tickets, brother.
We still have time. We still have
The
time.
New Day, the New Day ain't moving tickets at Wembley, dude.
I
That's
don't
not
say
gonna
that.
move
Don't
tickets.
say that. Don't
They
say
might
that.
move a little bit. They might move because people might be like, "Oh, that'll be cool to see."
It'll be their first
Tickets,
match
buy
post,
rates. A lot of
yeah.
WWE
I
fans
mean,
tune in. So yeah, you
technically,
have to
if
show
you
up.
wanted to put the New Day on this show, you could do New Day and the Guns too, because they'll be. I'm just saying.
The Guns are good. Why are you making that face?
They
They're
they
really
could
good
just
I
now.
don't
they
care.
they they
I
could
mean,
just have a match and then after the match challenge like them. You know what I mean? Like you can do it that way. They can just have a different match on the show and then challenge the Young Bucks after. Could do that because it's perfect. They pull down those fucking belts and then whatever licensed music that they pay for that they have for them, they that hits and then they challenge them for the titles. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Well, Revolution, they wanted you to think that the match was just going to be a three-way. Yes, New Day hadn't walked away yet. I understand that. But nonetheless, they wanted you to think at Revolution it was going to be a three-way. So it's a question of, are they going to change their plan for their planned number 2 match on the biggest show of the year because of this? And I don't know if they will, nor do I think they really
Like
should.
I think you can. I
That's
think you
why
can
I
put the
think you
New
do the
Day in
debut
with other
after the
people.
match.
I agree. I'm on your side.
there you go, Sean. I like this idea. Tag team
Mm.
Casino Gauntlet.
My God.
You have them in there.
Oh, God.
Oh no, yeah, no, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh.
You're 100%
you're
right.
right.
You're
Yeah, I
right.
wouldn't
Yeah,
hate that.
you had this match, and then you have them win that gauntlet, and then after that's when they
Right.
challenge the Young Bucks.
And
Yeah,
then they
that's a good
set up
idea.
and that's the feud after. I can get down with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good
okay.
idea.
Because then like you're telling people without telling them.
It's
Like,
like the
hey,
Punk.
there's gonna it's first ever, and it's the first ever one, so it's gotta be big. So yeah, I would do that. That would be perfect. Anything else in this match? We good?
Chase's life
Good.
is falling apart. What the fuck is going on?
I didn't like the Bang Your Mother stuff. Felt hacky. Not a fan. Very good match, though. I
You
enjoyed it.
didn't laugh? You didn't laugh, man?
Not really. Because
Oh.
the problem is it doesn't make sense. Because like there needs to be when he does that to like Nick Wayne's mom, like they're positioned on TV together, you get it. But doing it for every single person's mother, like he's flying to Dax and Cash's house to
Gotcha.
be their moms, it's too much.
Gotcha. It's
A
almost
question.
it's almost like
'cause you
Tekla's
guys.
dumb bitches. I'm tired of that too. But yeah, I feel you.
Question, because you guys were there. How loud was that Edge pop?
Very.
He's huge. He's so over. The first guy out in the main show. Everybody's
But
singing
he
the song.
always gets
Yeah.
that pop. That's the thing. Like that
Yep.
always.
But to credit the stadium, like people were saying, I was watching that while I was in the aisleway. Edge was coming out, and I could see it. One cool thing about this arena, you could see the show really well from the aisleway, which is crazy. Like, and the concourse area, you have full view of the ring. And seeing him come out, do the song, seeing his face, how happy he was that he was so over. Like, I even got like a little goosebumps. And it was like, I'm not expecting to pop big for his entrance, but you just felt it. You felt it in the building that this felt like a big deal. It was cool. It was very good.
I
mean,
love
for-
how like we all just call them Edge and Christian.
Yeah.
I do my
yeah.
best. I do my best to use this. I do my
Cool.
best to use slave names. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Next match, I think is unanimous of the match tonight,
My
but I don't know. We'll see.
goodness gracious.
Kazuchika Okada, Takeshita wins clean
My-
and wins the international championship.
Doesn't even
I
hook the
think
leg. Doesn't even hook the leg.
we
Like,
were
it was-
all kind of like a little disappointed, maybe a lot of disappointed after the match at
World's End.
World's End. Thank you. We all knew they had a better match in them, and I mean, this was fantastic.
This
Even
was-
though it started slow, it was the Okada formula. We all know it, but I mean, they turned it up for sure. They went into that gear that you want to see them to go into, and I thought this was fantastic.
I think they went into that gear, and then I think they went up like that last probably 90 seconds. They went into like another gear. Like
my God.
You
man.
see-
My God.
When
like all those counters, all of those counters from the Rainmaker, and then when he
That,
hit
and I know that's very polarizing for some people, like the counters and all that stuff. But that's my favorite type of like big match, like finish and stretch, where motherfuckers are struggling, trying to hit their move, and then there's a counter to another counter to another counter, and then when you hit that move, it's over. Listen, my second favorite match of the year. I went 5. It's my match of the night. At the end of the year, I know this will be in my top 10. I don't even have to think about it. Yeah, this was like an out of body experience for me. This is like because especially because I've been following these dudes for so fucking long, and you know the talk behind Takeshita is that when Okada was the best to some people, to a very small section of geek fans, when Okada was at the top of Japan, there were people like, there's actually another guy that's just as good as this dude. He just is in the smaller company. And people said that for the longest. And Okada wrestled this match. Like, you know what? I heard you motherfuckers online saying that shit. This was so great, man. Like,
He's not the only person on the show to wrestle like that.
so good, man.
Another level. But one counts sucked. That's what we keep getting told.
Yeah, that's what people tell me. They suck.
Yeah.
Then when Takeshita picked him up and it just screams in his face and it hits him with that last elbow, I was like, yes. And it was funny, in this house, match of 7 stars. Cause look, been watching these shows with my woman, and like next to like the War Dogs, Okada's her guy. And then Takeshita's like my guy now. So this house was divided, bro. It was crazy. And then when he won, like legitimately, like, like I grabbed her. I was like, that's the shit. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it was amazing, man. It's fucking incredible. My second favorite match of the year. Incredible.
If I ever seem too critical of like very good AEW pay-per-view matches or very good AEW TV matches, this match is a good example. Why? Because the last like 5 minutes of this match, these are the matches that make you feel something, that make you that make your blood pressure spike. And that's why, like, for me, a pay-per-view where there's like 8 good matches and 1 great, I would much prefer a pay-per-view when there's 3 matches like this and crap. Because this is the stuff, especially live, that you just feel something. That's why they both said out-of-body experience. Like, you could just feel the claps, like, towards the last 90 seconds. You could feel the match crescendoing, and your heart rate's going up, and your blood pressure spiking, and you're hyperventilating a little bit. That physical response, that's the stuff that I want. That's the stuff that you can't get anywhere else. And we see so many, like, very good matches that just don't hit this level. And this is the level we should be trying to hit. This is the stuff that's special. Not like exchange fun near falls for 4 minutes and then claps at the end. No. This level of emotion. This is what people want. Like, and again, I know I'm lower than everyone. I still thought it was awesome. I still gave it 4.25, close to 4.5, I will admit. But it was an awesome match, an awesome finish. This was an awesome performance by Okada. My stance is not that Okada can't do this. My stance is we only get this select times a year. We get
When
this.
he feels
Would
like
you
doing
be
it.
would you be better if he did this maybe 4 times a year?
Probably, but look, I think Tony Khan kind of solved for the problem. My annoyance was Okada swerve on pay-per-view, and Tay and LV are telling me they think it's going to be this great match. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, that's the wrong take. He's not going to care about this match. It's not going to be at that level. And Tony Khan, in response to that match flatlining, decided we're not going to do this anymore. We're only going to give you the Okada singles match when I know he's going to bring it. Only against Takeshita, Tanahashi at the Kingdom earlier this year. Maybe if they ever do Will and Okada again.
Omega.
And Josh, if it's 4 times a year, 3 times a year, whatever, as long as I just
And
don't
then
have
you can put him on TV and let him do whatever he's going to do on TV and
Well, it's the we're gonna have Okada Omega, and everyone's expecting this 5-star classic. That's just not gonna happen. Like giving Okada and Mox, everyone's expecting this special match, and it just doesn't happen. Like that was the annoying thing for me. Like the high profile spot that was not delivering, and it was happening over and over again. And Tony Khan stopped doing that, which I think was right. Gives you a single match here where you know Okada will bring it. Excellent. I have no doubt. Okada against Tanahashi, Takeshita, Ospreay will get like a maximum effort. I totally get it. We just shouldn't see this every month. That's all. Keep it 3 to 4 times a year. That's fine. It's match ruled.
The thing
Oh, wait, I'm about
Go
to say
for it.
Chase didn't say nothing.
Oh, my bad, Chase. Go for it.
the thing
Yep.
that was my thought upon rewatching this and finishing it was, is there anyone in pro wrestling history who's better at laying out a match for maximizing drama than Kazuchika?
Mm.
for drama.
Come back.
Fair.
Let's come back to. Let me think about that. Let's
Yeah.
come back to
You're
that.
talking about the close. You're talking about especially like Okada, like in his prime, especially like the last 5 minutes, just being like a crescendo.
Yeah,
Like that.
That's a blue moon topic. Every
that
topic.
is it. That is it.
Who are
We'll
the best?
do that when
who
we
are the
don't have a
best
pay
at
per view to review.
putting matches together?
You
yeah.
still got a
Good
little
job.
lazy Okada at the beginning here. Just a little. It wasn't that long, but
Fuck
He
no,
didn't
you
jump for that elbow.
watching.
He didn't.
he didn't
He
jump
didn't jump
for
for
the
that
elbow.
elbow.
He did
Well,
not.
he ain't
jump
jumping for that elbow ever again. He's
Yeah,
38.
you're not jumping for that.
He
elbow.
has
ain't
though.
doing
He
it.
has.
He jumped for Tanahashi. He jumped
Yeah,
for
in big
Tanahashi.
matches.
That's different.
I thought the whole point was that Takeshita.
That's the old man. You should get Takeshita to that point. Jump for him.
Yo, there was a moment like when the match started so hot, the crowd's so excited, and Okada's doing his shitty like throw around the barricade spot like early in the match, and you could feel the crowd kind of dying down. And out of frustration, I was just like, "Go faster! Let's go!" And then it picked up and it got better and better.
I'm looking forward to Takeshita and Fletcher.
Kyle, that's definitely all in. That's
That could be
definitely
an
all in.
all-in match.
Is this
That's
feud
definitely
over?
all in.
Like, is
What?
are we getting like I went into the show even if Takeshita won, just assuming we'd get another Okada Takeshita match like in the near term future. It kind of seems like that's to decide.
Man, I think it's time to push Okada to the world title. Like, especially if you have either like an Omega or Ospreay going to be champion here soon. I think it's time.
That might be his first defense. That might Okada might be his.
But Okada's heel.
Got to turn him first.
Well, kind of
which is why they
you could just have two heels. You know, you could just have two heels. We're smart wrestling fans. We could just have two heels.
Wait,
I also didn't like
because you can do Okada and MJF is going to be the heel. No, even if Okada
he's the badder guy over Okada. You know what I'm saying?
Markeem, can you repeat that point? You said you didn't like.
No,
what?
I said I didn't like how they did the post match angle though. I wish that like they should have. Honestly, should have turned on Okada. He lost the match. I thought Don Callis' whole thing is that he supports winners, man. Results, winners, guys that get it done. I thought they would turn on him. That was a little weird to me.
Well, he also wants people who listen to him, and Takeshita has not been that person lately.
I didn't see that at all because, like, throughout the match, the entire crowd was behind Takeshita as a babyface. The whole momentum was Takeshita turning babyface.
Why you can't do the double turn? Why you can't do that? Come on, man.
They also
Takeshita is now a full-fledged babyface and kicked out of the Don Callis family. That's a lot better than what you were suggesting.
And he's
when it was in the Takeshita Darby match, Don Callis made a point to say on commentary when Takeshita wouldn't use the ring. Don Callis said 3 years ago this guy would have listened to me. Now he's not really listening to me. And that was kind of the sign that this was coming.
Whatever, man. I'll be the outlier again. I'm always the outlier. Cool.
Pretty sure I'm the outlier today.
Well,
yeah, you are.
Well, yeah.
You'll see as we go through the show. It's like my comments on the opener. It's going to be that over and over and over again, and a quarter-star difference just done 5 times makes like a big difference in the overall view of the show, even though it's a small difference within each match. That's all.
Some of these real quick. We got Athena versus Mina Shirakawa. This is the match that we went to go take the picture at. So I had to go back on pay-per-view and watched it. Thought this was a solid match.
Yeah, it's fine.
Was it the worst match? Sure, but I don't think it was bad.
No, I did not think it was the worst.
The other one,
I'm just saying, like the consensus, like you probably going cage match is probably the lowest rated one, but it was still a good match.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's just not. Look, even though it was like better than we might have thought, it still has the same problem of like the result. Like you're not missing anything spectacular. Like it was like it was like a check the box match. We have to get through this quarterfinal match. Like we have to give you the result you want. On to the next match. It didn't suck, but I don't know.
I don't know about all that. I thought they.
I'm not saying it's one of the greatest matches. I just thought it was fine. I just thought it was good, y'all. Thought it was a good match.
I thought they told a really good story with Mina constantly attacking her knee, setting up for the figure 4.
That electric chair spot that she did when she got the dragon screw, that shit was nice.
Yes, like I loved like that part of it. Like I gave this match 3.5. I thought it was really good.
Well, you way higher than me.
I gave it 3. I gave it 3 flat.
I gave it 3.
I gave it 2 3/4.
Because you're sexist.
Like Sanders. It is the lowest rated, Brandon's right. Although I disagree.
I mean, she has solid chemistry with Athena, man. Athena's ROH title match where it was really good. There's like 3 people that Mina works really well with. One is the biggest draw in all of women's wrestling. The other one is Athena, and the other one is Mercedes Moné.
It's just exhausting to have these people that just always lose to the top acts. Like we'll get to it with Bandito, obviously, but that's the thing with Mina. It's like you just know when she faces the top tier of the division, she's going to lose.
I know what time it is, yeah.
She ain't that level.
Well, yeah, I get it, but like can we not have someone else do this? Like it gets so repetitive.
He wants somebody else. He wants somebody.
She's not good enough.
Somebody else to.
Well, I'm just saying someone else.
This motherfucker.
We'll get to it with Bandito, but you can have someone else lose because when it's the same person losing over and over again, it's just kind of exhausting. It's just kind of tiring. That freaking have any of the spooky girls lose? Like who cares?
Name someone.
Julia Hart. Have Julia Hart lose this match.
That
Yes.
match would be terrible. That match would
But
not be pay-per-view worthy.
it's not giving another like, the problem with Bandito, we'll get to it. Almost certainly, Bandito would have had a better match than anyone who could have been replaced him. But the collateral damage of him just always losing in these spots is annoying. Same thing with Mina. I'm sure Julia Hart would have had a worse match. Fine. But it's not the collateral damage of this person's just a jobber to the
To
stars over and
to
over
be
and over
to
again.
be fair,
Here,
kid,
here's the
when
difference.
hold
Here's the
hold on,
difference.
hold on. To be fair, kid, when Konosuke Takeshita first got to AEW, he
Yes.
was the guy that lost to every single
Everybody.
person all the time.
Correct.
And it all worked out fine later. It all depends on how Tony wants to push these people.
But when he
It all
beat
depends. Like when he decides to heat them up, it's fine because you've seen them all the time. And now they're winning. So that's just a different way to do it. It's a
I know.
different way to do it.
But when Takeshita was like regularly on the main roster, not just coming in for spot appearances every now and then, he costs the Elite the match in a Double or Nothing pay-per-view main event, then he beats Kenny twice right after that. Like, it's not the same as this thing with Mina and Bandito, where they're just always just gonna lose.
Yeah.
This is what I will say is like Mina will never be on the. She doesn't have it to
Sure.
be one of the top stars in the women's division.
To be
Mina
clear,
does not have that at all.
and this is not like Bandito has potential for more, and he's currently the
Yes, he
fucker.
does.
And that's why it's annoying. I'm not saying at all it's on that same level. I'm saying it gets exhausting. They do this on TV all the time, where like they'll put like MJF or Hangman against like this, like a Mike Bailey type, someone who's just always gonna lose, and it's like it makes the matches feel boring. You know, that's the thing with this. That's why no one was excited to worried about missing this match. It's not even that people don't like me. Mina and Athena are both in theory good wrestlers. It's classic AEW. It's like the top guy versus the not quite top guy. The not quite top guy is gonna lose. Just period. And it's just to me,
That's
it's
wrestling forever. It's not just AEW.
at least have different people lose. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We can move on. We're going too long on this.
Yeah, this is Athena and Mina Shirakawa. We got John Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly. Y'all know how much I love that Full Gear match from last year. I don't think this match was as good as that. I also think they had a match a couple years ago on Dynamite that was pretty good as well. This was a really good match. The struggle that they had between all the technical wrestling and basically Moxley trying to out-grapple Kyle O'Reilly was really awesome to see, and then obviously he won the match. But I didn't think it was as good as some of their other outings, but I still enjoyed this match. And this was a match that wasn't like super predictable just because O'Reilly
Kyle's
has
beaten him
beaten
twice in a row.
Moxley. Yeah.
I thought he
JR
might have
said-
won, especially with that segment they had backstage before, just making some room for you. I was like, is he about to win this fucking dog? But no, they didn't do it. They didn't do it. I thought it was awesome. I love this fucking match. I love it a lot, honestly. Probably higher on it than everybody here.
What'd you give it?
I gave it 4 1/4, man.
I also gave it 4 1/4.
Okay, I remember.
So I understand on paper if you like have your meeting with producers and you know what these guys are going to do, how you come to the decision to let's put Jim Ross out there on commentary.
Oh my God. Hey,
So I made some notes.
we
Thing
got
number
a
one.
new champ. We got a new champ.
That was the last note.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
nope.
Yeah,
Yes.
he said that.
Yeah, you said that.
I'm just gonna read these
He
verbatim.
was bad. This is the worst he's ever been.
So, number one, first thing he says right when the bell rings, I'm really excited to watch both of these kids go.
Yeah, both of
Mox
these
is
kids.
40, Kyle O'Reilly's 39.
39.
Still younger than him.
I understand
Still
you're young. They're younger than 76, but still, Jesus Christ.
I'll give JR pass on that one. I'm on JR's side so far.
The next one, Jim Ross says, I believe with technical ability, Kyle O'Reilly has a chance to pull off the upset here. And the very next sentence, like no break, Excalibur details in 10 days how many that Kyle O'Reilly tapped out John Moxley 3 times. The immediate following sentence.
Like the very next sentence.
He wasn't Continental Champion, so he clearly is an underdog. How are you not the
JR
favorite?
mentions that Kyle O'Reilly has a great story, which is,
JR up
he's
2-0.
coming back from fusion neck surgery. He's a type 1 diabetic. You can see from just looking at him, his right arm's atrophying. Kyle O'Reilly's struggling with a lot of things in his personal health. Now, does JR detail these things? No.
That's not his fault. Who gave him the notes? He didn't put the notes together. Somebody fed him the notes, and that's what they say. He had a great story.
And to,
JR up
again,
3-0. We about to go 4.
the cherry on top.
JR
we
in
have,
4.
We
JR
have a
in
new
4.
champion.
We have
John
a new
Moxley.
Okay, I can't.
And you can almost hear Excalibur sigh when he said He said, "We got a new
But
champ."
to actually talk about the match itself, I think it's some of the best hand fighting I have ever seen in AEW. Like
Same.
Good with it.
from like my favorite spot of said hand fighting is when Kyle O'Reilly locks on an armbar on him and he puts his hands up like this over Moxley's hands so Moxley can't put on an S grip to block it. I was just love that shit. This is just like this match is why I love fucking Bryan Danielson versus Loki in 2008 so goddamn much. Like if you give me this shit, I will eat it up every single day of the week and twice on Sunday. This is everything I fucking love, and it was
Time out. So I was thinking about something. Bryan Danielson is completely retired. Is that the deal? What's going on?
he needs a surgery, won't do it. Get it? They will not
Gotcha.
clear him without the surgery.
Gotcha.
He's
Okay.
Notice
trying.
I said they will not clear him.
Gotcha.
He's trying alternative pain control methods to
Who
heal.
can clear him? WWE? What are you talking about?
I'm saying he can work the indies, Brandon, not WWE.
Oh, no.
Because what I was gonna say is, I mean, the perfect
Nikki
person
Cross's Defy Wrestling, he's gonna work.
God.
QT's one fall wrestling.
The one thing I was gonna say,
you know what? That's what QT was doing. He's promoting One Fall Wrestling.
One fall wrestling.
stupid
Yeah.
as fuck, man.
He's
Stupid as fuck, man. But no, what I was gonna say, in a perfect world, the perfect person to beat John Moxley is Bryan Danielson. I was thinking about that shit the other night, and I wanted to ask y'all, like, would he could he come back? I guess not. I didn't know.
I have a unique experience with both these mocks because just like Brandon and Adam, I was at both this one and the one at Full Gear. The one at Full Gear, I thought the crowd was really dead for most of it, but Brandon loved it. And I went back and rewatched it, and I was like, okay, well, when you ignore the crowd element of it and you actually watch what they're doing, there's a lot of cool stuff that didn't translate as well live that a dead crowd kind of took you out of. And I thought on rewatch it was better. I think the reverse was true here. Live, I thought it was really good because the crowd was really good. Everyone was still kind of buzzing from the hot start to the show. When I went back and watched it, maybe it was the JR commentary, which was bad. I don't know, like, didn't love the ankle lock finish. I'll be honest. Like, I totally get Moxley finding a way to counter the
Who
move.
is this boy? Who are you tonight?
Oh,
Like, what
man, sorry,
who,
Adam.
who is that? What happened to Ricky? Where's Ricky?
Adam gave it 3 3/4. I went 3.5. I don't think I'm not that different from Adam. But again, because I'm just consistently the 3.5 side of a lot of these matches, it's going to seem like I'm way off on the show, but I'm within range still of people on this call on almost every match so far. And I don't know. The commentary is really bad. The ankle lock finish I didn't love. Like, it was very good. It was very good. It's not again.
It was a very, very good match.
Kyle O'Reilly kicked the post and John Moxley attacked that body part for
I'm
15
aware.
minutes.
I don't like Kyle. I don't like Kyle
It's just
tapping
pro
out.
wrestling.
I don't like Kyle tapping out.
But we don't see that enough in pro wrestling. That's why Chase pointed it out, Brandon.
Don't like
we don't
Kyle
see that
tapping-
enough.
I don't like Kyle tapping out to his own move. Like, I feel like it kind of.
He kicked the post and Moxley attacked it for 10 fucking minutes. What
Why
do you
does-
want him to do?
Why the whole point in wrestling is not everyone knows how to apply these submissions. Otherwise, everyone would do them in every match. In theory, Kyle has a unique way of applying the ankle lock that other
These guys
don't
both
apply.
are Brazilian jiu-jitsu
I
practitioners.
get it, but Mox, yeah, he trained him how to lock in the ankle lock real good there. And also, it's just continuing themes. It's like because Mox won. Yes, Mox finally, and I love this promo on Dynamite. He finally avenged the one guy he couldn't beat. Like, where are we at now with like where these two characters are versus where they were in November? Like, it kind of feels like an even Steven thing where it's like we could have just let Kyle be the guy that always owns Mox, but now we've proven nope. Finally, on the third attempt, Mox got the better of him. He respects him. They're equals. And it's like, okay, Mox is kind of in the same position he was in October. Kyle's in the same position he was in October.
I'm not gonna care about Kyle O'Reilly again until he takes that damn backpack off.
I don't know, like the finish, the fallout of the finish, where it kind of feels like the Mox Kyle O'Reilly feud just kind of brought us in a big circle at the end of the day. I don't know. I liked that there was someone on the roster that Mox couldn't beat. I thought that was cool because it goes directly counter to all this other shit I'm complaining about with Mina and Bandito.
There's another one.
There is this mid-carder that just owns this main eventer, and it's that's a fun concept. And when we close that story, it's just kind of like, well, why did we do all this? Like, I don't know.
To elevate Kyle O'Reilly.
I got you.
Is he elevated now? Is Kyle O'Reilly
Yes.
any different than he was in October?
Yes.
I mean, we shall see,
I don't
Chase.
necessarily agree with that.
I don't know,
necessarily
Chase.
agree with
We'll
that.
see.
Yeah,
We'll
I
see.
wouldn't say
We'll
that.
see. We shall see. In
You
theory,
could
you're
definitely
right.
put
but we
him in
shall
the
see.
Continental Classic, and people could see him as someone who could do well in that.
But that's
Well, because he puts on good
different.
matches. That's different. Yeah.
That's different.
No, what Chase is saying is that if he's in that tournament with his history of mocks, like realistically, he could win it. Realistically.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in 8 months. Let's come back
But
to
we shall. But like Kid said, we shall see. I don't know, but I get what you said.
it was very good. I'm not trying to criticize it. Commentary was bad though. It was
But
worse.
Jim Ross was bad.
It was worse on TV than it was live.
I liked it better on TV because I could see the hand fighting, which I could not see from my seat.
I
We
didn't have
got
to
a
hear JR.
new champ.
I didn't have to hear JR.
Owen Hart match, Samoa Joe versus Will Ospreay. Thought this was really, really good. I don't think
Love
it's
this
as great as
match.
I've seen
I love this.
some people say, but I still enjoyed it very, very much.
I got another
love
hot
this
take.
match.
I got another hot take. I thought this was Samoa Joe's best performance since he left TNA.
That's not a hot take. That's
It
not a hot
isn't?
take. No.
Probably.
What
not,
would
Chase.
be
It's not-
what would be
A lot
What
of those
would be-
NXT matches were really underwhelming if you watch
they were just
Yeah.
fine, and
they were fine or they were great or they were just
We
or they were
talking
just
12
great.
years though.
I know, but it was
yeah,
12
but
years
that,
of
that's
WWE.
you know what that's like reheating takeout, like
Yeah.
hot take. That's not even that. Man, it's
Now, if the Brock match had been longer, it probably would have been closer
Yeah,
to
it
this,
probably would have
but-
been that. But that's not what we got. We
No,
got Vince
no, I'm
McMahon
just saying.
saying
I'm just saying.
this guy can't go.
Here is the
I'd have the Darby Allin
thing
match
I
over
loved about
one.
this match. This was a Samoa Joe match.
yes.
This was very much. I'm gonna make a statement, and there's gonna be people that aren't. So let me finish. A lot of modern wrestling, a lot of modern indie wrestling, a lot of it is really just strong style, kind of evolved. This was not that. This was very King's Roadie style. It wasn't complete, but it was very much that. And Joe is one of the few guys that can still do it, truly do it, and that's what we got. And that is my favorite tippy top. There's nothing that's my favorite style of wrestling. I don't care what he does to people's bodies. That is my favorite type of wrestling. You're gonna put that on, I'm gonna absolutely fucking love it. And that's what we got. And I absolutely love this. You throw Joe in it, who's probably my third favorite wrestler of all time, and I'm gonna love it even more. So yeah, this was awesome.
I'm with the Slayer of Truth. I'm with this. It was like, man, I fucking love this match. And I see people in the chat going, "It was my second favorite match of the night." Probably mine too. Probably mine too. Oh,
This was third. This was probably the only one of all these like really good matches. The only one that I felt kind of like more positive, in line with most people live. Like I thought this was the third best match in the show, behind the Okada match and the main event, and then this was third. That was my live instinct. It was really good. I wanted it to be a little longer. And I'm not saying that, I'm not stopwatching. I'm not like looking at the time and then complaining. I felt that live. I was like, if we had like another 3 minutes here, this could have like been fucking transcendent. We're so close. But it was definitely Joe's best performance in a while. The snap on the power slam was beautiful. The walkaway was
God.
beautiful. Opening the match
Oh my
with the
God.
Os cutter right at the entrance was fucking great.
my God.
Like-
Keep going, kid. Keep
Yeah,
going.
no,
Okay,
it's
keep going.
it was
He did
really
the
good.
full Samoan submission machine sequence that he hasn't
Yes.
done
He,
in
he
years.
never does that shit. He never does it anymore, man.
This
And
was-
when Osprey put the Styles Clash, when he was getting him
Oh,
ready for
bro.
the Styles Clash,
Bro.
that crowd, you guys were just like, oh,
Y'all keep going. Keep describing
Well,
it. Just keep going. Keep
I
going.
just want to remind everyone that I took slander from Josh and Chase in the Discord about this was Joe sticking it to Big Rat. Let me make it very clear. My entire take was, is this the last
no,
great
I
Samoa
was
Joe
giving you
match?
shit.
Yes,
I
of
was
course.
giving you shit. I was
But I
giving
just
you
want to
shit.
tell everyone here, this was great. Now the question is was this the end? Was this
No. No,
Samoa-
he's
I
clearly got
don't
a
think
lot
so,
left.
man. I think that if you really give him something to sink his teeth into, you can get this.
Right.
You
And
got
I
this.
think you have to, like, he's in there with Will Ospreay too, but I think that without a doubt helped. But I also think he was in there with a guy. Like I said, I think one of the things with Joe is Joe goes in there and he's wrestling these guys type matches more than he's wrestling one of his matches. This was a Samoa Joe match, and that helped 1,000%. Like when he grabbed Will and then just threw him into the barricade. Fuck, that was off. That was.
I felt like I was back in 2004.
Fuck your neck.
I was like,
I felt like I was back in 2004.
you know, and I also think it helped. Taz was on commentary. Taz was able to do like
Marking out
a
for
lot,
Joe.
the presentation just was like everything I want. And like I said, this was very much, we don't get a lot of this. If my favorite styles of pro wrestling is King's Road, then it's probably Southern brawling, and then strong style. It's so you give me this, I'm gonna just eat it up and just be like, yes, this is what I want. Please Thank you.
Bro, Will Ospreay could have easily been 2005 AJ Styles, and they would have had the same. That's fucking.
Yeah, right.
Fucking love this match, man.
He did all his spots.
Did all of them. Did all of them, man.
Well, to Chase's point, like whether you think it is or isn't the best since TNA, it's the closest we've seen in forever that it actually felt like TNA Joe. Like it felt like
Right.
mid 2000s Ring of Honor Joe. Like, and we hadn't seen that guy in so long. Even his matches that are good or great, you don't see just this, that whole stylings that he did throughout this match. Third best.
I would just
So
fine with
clearly,
that.
Adam
Like,
hated it. Clearly,
yeah,
clearly
I'm
he
fine
hated
with it. Like,
I would
I think there's so many. It really depends on like I knew like I'm very high on this match. I'm at least 4.5 on this match.
4 and
But
3/4.
that's a me.
me and
But that's a
Josh.
me thing.
Yeah.
But that's a me
I'm
thing,
definitely
and
listening
I
to
know
that.
that's a me thing. I know, but that's a me thing. So that's why I say I think depending on what you like in your pro wrestling, you're going to like different things on the show, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's getting so much love. I think we saw that a little bit with All In last year, where it got a lot of love, and I think one of the reasons was because there was something kind of
Variety
for
show.
everybody,
Yep.
right?
Variety show.
I would just
In
say
a good way. In a good way.
Yeah, in a good way.
In a good way, where sometimes you get like, oh, we need to have this type of match. And it's not that. It's simply you had a lot of great matches that kind of fit into a lot of different things.
I'll
So,
say it, Josh. A lot of times when people say variety show, they just mean goofy. That's what they mean.
yes.
That's all
Yeah, I
they
know.
mean.
Well, if you want it goofy, you got that later in spades.
Well, and
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I just want to advise everyone, like it's accepted in our community that if a tag team has a great match with the Young Bucks, be careful in how you rate that tag team.
No.
Yeah, and
I
I,
agree.
but I just want to be very clear because it's very relevant on this show in particular. Samoa Joe and Kazuchika Okada had great matches with Will Ospreay and Konosuke Takeshita.
Yeah,
Like
Right.
a
100%.
lot of people on the roster.
No,
can do that.
I that's why I said he was also in there with Will Ospreay. But I think if they had gone out there and done a Will Ospreay match, I think it would have been great. I don't think it would have been this good.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been this good either.
I agree. I agree. It's just when you judge what Okada and Joe do like in
Right.
their next pay-per-view singles match.
Right.
without
No.
these two
And
guys,
I don't
it's
expect
gonna look different.
like especially Joe. I don't expect Joe to go out there and have this match. This maybe not even like if I go in and I see a Joe match and it's very good just because of his age.
Yeah.
You know, you can see his body. I'm fine with that. I'm like, okay, this is fine. So this to me was excellent. So
I would love to know how Joe feels about it.
Another Owen Hart match. We had Bandito Swerve. I really don't think this is a hot take for me to say, but I thought this was just as good as this Joe and Osprey match. I maybe enjoyed it a little bit more. I'm going off of one viewing of both of those matches, and I'm just telling you, like, in person, I probably enjoyed this one a little bit more. Once I go back, might flip on there. But again, I thought they were both great matches. But I just really, really enjoyed this match. It's Swerve, I don't know. He always does it for the most part. When you put some in these spots in these matches, he always does it for me. I really enjoy his pay-per-view matches.
To me, both of them should be commended because they knew they were going to be in a really tough spot and they came up with some stuff that's never been done before. So props to them for
I
having some
think
inventiveness.
one of the criticisms I've seen of this match was it started off pretty good, then there was kind of a lull.
It was.
I think that was maybe by design.
Yeah, Swerve's
So that
working
when
the neck.
Well, no, but I think they did it on purpose to try to lull the crowd a little bit, and then when they get to that final stretch, which was just fucking insane.
Insane.
Yeah, insane. You get where this I'm not like I thought this was a very good match just because the lull was just kind of like I was like
It
with the
is.
lull.
Yeah.
But I kind of got why they did it, and I think still getting a almost great match after what just became before, I think says a lot. So
Yeah.
You know what's funny? No, go ahead, kid. Go ahead.
No. I talk too much.
No,
You go.
no, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I thought, yeah, this is probably the one where I'm most off. I think from consensus. I thought it was very good. I was a little underwhelmed. I did think the lull live. I noticed the lull live and didn't like it. And I rewatched the match earlier today, and I was like, oh yeah, there's a really hot start. There's a really hot finish, and the meat of the match is not as good. And again, there are reasons. That's fine. I'm always that when we talk about what we like in wrestling. Stuff like that tends to annoy me more than most people, where I'm not going to go crazy just because the closing stretch was awesome. It was. The close, I still gave it 3.5. I still thought it was very good. Like Josh just said he thought it was very good, maybe not great. We're not that far off. Again, common theme here. But I thought the lull of the match was not as good.
no,
I
definitely
hated the next stuff. Hated it. And it's a credit to them because Chase is right. The one arm like throw that he did outside the ring at the start of the match was awesome. The Dragon Rana to the floor was incredible. Like him like hitting the vertebraker off the 21 plex. That was great. That's
You
up
didn't
those,
even
those
you didn't even mention the deadlift 21 plex.
the dead. Well, we've seen that before though. Like it's
Not like
impressive.
that though.
I get it. And
Usually they're
Swerve,
on all fours. He was flat back. He was on
I
his
get
stomach.
that. But I mean, I guess when we saw him do it against Andrade for the first time, like it really like popped off the screen. And I guess here it was a little less so just because I had seen a version of it before, even if not the same. I don't like the next stuff. This I do not like the stuff in AEW. I came on here after Dynasty, and I told you guys that's why I didn't like the Mox Osprey match as much as everybody else. And the way they solve that problem of Osprey's neck is going to get worse and worse and worse as he's about to win the world title, which to me is naturally illogical. They solve that because Marina Shafir is a chiropractor, and the Death Riders have neck strengthening exercises that has cured his neck and regained the strength in Osprey's body. It's ridiculous, but at least I don't have to see Osprey sell the neck in every single match for the next few months. And so I'll take it. That's fine. When Bryan Danielson was doing this, he has a legit neck injury and he was going to retire. It was a very logical story. His neck is going to get worse and worse and worse in every match until eventually he's fully put out of commission and fully can't wrestle at all because his neck keeps getting worse. That was great. And Danielson sold it really well. And I feel like because of that, we're seeing Osprey do it. We saw Bandito do it a little bit in this match, and no one else is doing it as good. And it'd be one thing if it was a story they were initially telling on TV or something. But just because the guy has kinesio tape, and just because Swerve is using the vertebraker as his finish, they want you to believe that Swerve, through like 6 minutes of selling, could drastically hurt Bandito enough to where he will get tingling in his arm and shivers down his spine and lose strength in holding the pin in the 21 plex. Maybe I'm just too neurology pilled. This stuff doesn't make sense. We don't need to do it.
They've been doing the next story Bandito for months, kid.
And yes, and doing it in this match was stupid, Chase. I watch all these
They've been
Bandito
doing
matches.
it for months.
Not sell like this. You're not right on this, Chase. You're not. He does not sell it like
you
this.
don't watch Ring of Honor. They've been doing this for months, dude.
Bandito in October of last year,
Chase, he don't sell it like he did in this
does
match.
not sell it
No.
like this. We don't have
He
to be
is
a top
not.
here. It's okay. When Bandito last October had the 21 plex story where his shoulder was all fucked, that was totally fine. And it tells the same exact story. And they did that in the Wrestle Dream match when he was against Okada and Takeshita, that his shoulder was messed up, and that's why he can't hold the pin on the 21 plex. For him to hit the move, hold the lever, and then have a convulsion that has to cause him to break up the pin, it's just not logical. It's just not. And we don't need to do it. We can work on arms. When's the last? I feel like, why is no one working on wrist locks anymore? Like, I feel like I never see that on AEW.
You just had Mox and O'Reilly doing the whole match.
The hand fighting, I agree. Yes, the point is, it's significantly de-emphasized these days in most matches. Well, you can work on other limbs. You can work on other stories. Stop with the neck stuff.
It's just the neck thing that bothers you.
It doesn't make fucking sense. It doesn't. I'm sorry. And if it is to this level, then he should be worse and worse and worse as each match goes on. He shouldn't like wrestle for the Ring of Honor.
I'm expecting this story to lead to him losing that belt.
And it's not logical. It's not logical. You shouldn't fucking if you can't do a 21 plex hold the pin without convulsing, you shouldn't be in the ring.
It's fake.
It doesn't make sense.
But I get what he's saying. It is like
but Kid,
I do think
Kid
they
is
do
like,
it too much.
They do it too much. Suspend disbelief that
Does
far.
Does it make sense that some old guy in India can strap Batman up on a rope and pop his back in place when he can fucking
this is different.
be fine?
I agree. I agree with Ricky. The problem is they do this too much.
Does it make sense that Rocky can get his eye cut open just so he can see to fight Apollo?
This nigga, man.
Chase,
why are you acting like you don't understand what he's saying? I hate when this
being a
nigga does
tribalist.
that,
He just can't criticize anything, which is fine. He's allowed to. But fuck, I just didn't like it.
Oh man.
I didn't like it. And
I agree with him.
Continue.
They do it too much. Like they do. Like too many people do that. Like they do it in too many matches.
And with Osprey, they just killed the story. They just killed it. Like obviously the neck is part of his overall story in AEW. I get it, but they killed the fact that he can't get through a match without these injuries because the Death Riders fixed it. As crazy as that is, whatever. At least they stopped it. Stop it here too. And fine, if you want to beat him for the title and then put him off TV for 3 months, then bring him back. Fine. Stop it. No one does it.
It should be Adam Priest doing it.
Stop it. Fine. I would love that.
That's my flag. My flag is it's Adam Priest.
I don't like the next stuff, and we don't need it. We really don't need it. This is a new thing, and it was good when Danielson did it, and it made sense when Danielson did it. It doesn't make sense when these other guys do it. Stop doing it. Rant over. Match was still very good because the finishing stretch was awesome, and I am, despite all my criticisms, I'm still giving it 3.5 because I'm still crediting them for how awesome those last 4 minutes were. So good on them.
Okay, so funny enough, Brandon and Chase, I met my brother-in-law when we were in Greensboro,
Mhm.
and now he's a fucking pro wrestling fan. He orders this show. My nephew watches it with him, and my nephew calls me when this is over. And he was like, "Did you see him stand on his shoulders? Did you see him flip him out of the ring? Did you?" So cool. Again, this boy knows nothing about pro wrestling. So once again, cool shit works on people. But this was I am in between kid and also in between like Chase. I thought it was really, really, really good. The one thing I did not like about it, I just didn't like that honestly, people do not care about this story. Y'all can say what y'all want, but people do not care about the Bandito and Swerve story. They had to make them care in this match. And it was felt in that middle section. Cause like they were doing all their usual shit and people were just sitting on their hands until they got to the stuff. You know what I mean? And then when it got to the stuff, it was incredible. I'm not like the next stuff don't really bother me that much, but I understand why it would bother someone who studies medicine. I get it. But yeah, I thought it was good, man. It was good. It was good. My nephew, you asked him, is 5 stars though, but it's good.
Kid, have you ever seen Kurt Angle's gold medal winning wrestling match?
We're
Would
not
you
gonna talk about
stop?
this.
You
Stop.
should
Will
watch
you
that.
stop?
Stop, Chase. Stop, Chase. Stop, Chase. I could be mean. Trust me. Stop. Not making any sense.
You can be mean. I want that. Chase, keep going. No, I'm joking. I'm bullshit.
Because you should watch what Kurt Angle does with a brick freaking neck,
Um,
and then call that not realistic when he did it for real.
Anything else on this match here? Swerve and Bandito. Tekla winning against Sheeta, Jamie Hayter, and Chris Statlander.
Nobody
Solid match.
gives
Don't really-
2 fucks about Statlander and Sheeta.
Yeah.
No
And they
one.
made
Y'all, remember y'all were crying for Sheeta to come back? I tried to tell you. I tried to
No.
tell you.
Who the fuck
no.
is y'all? I'm about to say, who the fuck is
I
Chase and Kid.
I
They
do
were
want
like,
Sheeta back.
where's Sheeta at? Where's Sheeta at?
Yeah,
Brandon,
because she was gone for 431 days. I wasn't expecting her to show up and be pudgy and bad.
I did want Sheeta back because there's so many women. Like if you replaced Sheeta with all the other shitty women in this company that we always talk about, I don't think it would have been necessarily better. But also, this story is not good. The story hasn't been good the whole time, and they made the story the centerpiece of this match, which was a huge mistake. Like Tekla and Jamie felt like secondary characters. It felt like the whole story was about them finally turning on each other and not the actual freaking world title. And that was this was the worst match on the show, in my opinion.
And well, on the pay-per-view portion, because you got, if you're gonna say the whole show, it's gonna be fucking Divine Dominion,
Yes.
that one. But there was no they did 5 dissension spots. The first 3 had 0 reaction. The 4th one had mild, and when they finally started attacking each other, had 5th. It was kind of okay, but it's like no one cares. I can't believe they're fucking main eventing tomorrow in Philadelphia.
It's a lights out match. It's a lights out match. Lights out matches are always going to main event.
I didn't see it. What match
I
is
know
it?
that, Josh. They're doing lights out Sheeta stat tomorrow, Brandon. I know this, Josh. I'm saying this story is not deserving of that spot whatsoever.
All right, now watch that match. Is incredible. You talking all this shit because AEW
Well,
women,
how's it gonna be
they're good.
incredible? How?
They're good
Because it's
How?
They're
because it's
AEW
AEW
women. They know how to do plunder.
Great
AEW
plunder
women and
matches.
Yeah, they
plunder.
know how to do plunder.
Yeah, I
They
would
know
not be
how to-
surprised if it was a great match at all.
It's AEW and plunder. It's AEW
But
women
is
and
anyone gonna
plunder.
care?
That always that you could probably on one hand find how many times that didn't work, and you probably still have fingers left. It's like yeah.
And they
We were
didn't care-
there. We were
and-
there for one of them, Josh.
And in a lot of those matches,
wasn't
they
a
didn't care
plunder
about
match.
those.
Yes, it was. The last fall was no DQ.
Why is it? I don't want to start a long conversation here, but why is it that we just accept in wrestling that there's no DQs and throughs and 4-ways? And basically, I mean,
You should just DQ them.
yeah,
Get them
but
out of the match.
It's-
all
it's
these.
one company. That's why, because they said
Sure.
it. That's why.
But you realize that every 3-way and 4-way match might as well be like Hell in a Cell. Like,
Right,
yeah.
like there's
Right,
literally
no.
no rule. Like,
Absolutely.
I get this has been accepted in wrestling canon forever, but to see Sheeta come in and just whack Stat with the stick and just like nothing happens, it visually is odd. Like, imagine explaining that
it's
to-
why I think elimination matches are better, because in the concept of an elimination match, you can have DQs. Theoretically, you could have countouts, but you can have DQs because it's not a cheap. It's just a way to eliminate somebody. It's not a cheap, right? So
used to
that's why
happen-
I
used-
think
used to
these
happen
things
all
need
the
to be.
time back in the
Didn't
day.
ROH do like a 4-way where a double DQ was the first elimination and then ended up being a singles match?
I can't remember.
I
But
can't
that's at
remember.
least logical. For Sheeta, just it was just really
Yeah.
stunning. Like that's a hard ass kendo stick shot, and it's
It's
just like
why I don't it's why I
yeah,
I I, like, wave my hand, especially when titles are up for grabs, that we do these multi people matches, because I don't think it makes a lot of sense. I think it should be either one-on-one, and that should be the vast majority, and if you ever have to do, even with the women, multi-people matches, it needs to be elimination, because then you can do like what you just said. You can tell better stories because you can have people get DQ'd, you can have things happen, and you're happy, and you're allowing the crowd to have a real match. When all you do is just give them four ways, you're basically telling people, we're just throwing this out there, and it'll be
yo,
what it is."
in kayfabe, if you're a wrestler in kayfabe in one of these three ways or four ways, and the bell rings, immediately grab a weapon. Like why even do regular wrestling? Like just immediately go get the chair, go get like the sledgehammer, go get fire. Like it's all legal. Just go get an advantage over the other wrestlers. It's yeah, it's ridiculous.
Also, Tekla's walking the line, man. She's walking the line between cool and corny. Oh my God. The dumb bitches thing. Oh my God. You gotta yell it the entire match, bro.
She
Come
did more
on,
than just yell
man.
that, though. She only
Come
yelled
on,
that
man.
once.
I will
She yelled it 3 times, Chase, for no reason at all. Oh, about to jump on these dumb bitches. About to drop kick these dumb bitches. Like, come on, man. Come on. And then her promos getting kind of corny. She's walking that line, bro.
well,
She's walking the line.
Chase, if we're being fair, I will agree with Markeem on this because I think we were more than most. Like, Stat is so bad. Like, we got to get Tekla. We got to get someone else different. And I still don't disagree with that. I still think Tekla makes for more entertaining TV
But
than
way better than Stat. Yeah.
in terms of
100%.
promos and backstage segments, etc. But we are getting to a point. This is now 3 straight AEW pay-per-views where the women's title match is maybe the worst match on the show. We are getting to a point where it's kind of really, if this isn't going to get better than this, then maybe we need a new champion because I don't know if we want to go 3 more pay-per-view cycles where the women's title match, world title match, is the worst match in the show. I don't think that's good for the division.
Let's just
Who do
scrap
you
the
give the
division.
title
How about
to?
we do that?
Fucking Sanders Robin over here. I just don't like women's wrestling.
Good women's wrestling.
We have better wrestling.
Anything else about this? Y'all good? We good on this.
Hey, Eddie, when you see this, that felt good, didn't it? That felt good. All right, go ahead. You know what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
Last one was Stadium Stampede match. I thought the intros were a lot of fun.
Paid a
but
lot
that's
of
pretty
money
much
for
it. I didn't really care for this match, to be honest with you. Like, I don't even know what to think.
This to me
I didn't care.
was like a Jekyll and Hyde match. I liked everything that
kid,
was like
kid.
in and
Hold on,
around
hold
the
on now.
ring, and I liked everything that was backstage. I kind of was like, what the fuck are we doing? And so it's like, I will say this, Bobby Lashley was having the most fun I think I've ever seen Bobby Lashley have. Like
Has he ever thrown a super kick before?
he was
Not in
having fun though.
AEW.
You could see it on his face that he was just like, this is fun. I fucking love this. So yeah.
What Markeem you called my name?
Hey, kid, what did you think of this match?
How much energy?
That's why he has the
I missed-
popcorn. That's why he's got
I missed
popcorn.
the take. I didn't see any of the takes, by the way.
I had
so I don't know
to.
what you
Well,
think.
I just had to hear Chase bring up Kurt Angle taking 12 lidocaine injections in his neck before every match, and then immediately had to have fusion surgery like multiple times after that, and has neck pain that he still deals with to this day. So that took a lot of energy out of me dealing with that insanity.
By the way, I set this up before the show, but go ahead.
Well, look, let's just before we talk about like music and Anarchy in the Arena, let's just talk
Oh
about
my
the match
God.
as it was. Let's just talk about the match as it was. I didn't enjoy this as much either. Like Brandon said, it is better on TV, I will admit. I feel like this match, you guys always ask me, well, Anarchy in the Arena is probably not as good live, right? Because you can't really see everything that clearly. And I'm always like, no, because the music is very interactive. And even without the music, when the music stops, there's a lot of interactive crowd spots that are always in your section. And there's usually something crazy and dangerous and eye-popping, like Darby lighting Jack Perry on fire, like Swerve getting the thumbtacks into the shoes, something clever and different, like Willow getting tied around by her earring. There's usually stuff like that that keeps your attention. And I feel like this match was the stereotypical crowd brawl, obviously not crowd brawling because they couldn't brawl through the crowd, but you get my point. Well, you guys always say on these big brawling anything goes matches, not as good live because you can't really see it. I feel like that was actually the case here. I feel like that's not the case in my past 4 Double or Nothing experiences. But here I felt less connected to the match, not just from the music, but also because of their restrictions. And I know it's not AEW's fault. I know it was New York's restrictions on the level of violence that was allowed and the level of crowd brawling that was or wasn't allowed. I get that. But as a result, I felt a little bit disconnected from a lot of the action that was going on. Like when I went back and watched it, it is better than I thought on TV. But live, at least, I think that's one of the main, probably the main reason why I'm lower than most people on the show was live. I had no like good opinion on this. I thought it was just whatever. And I think it's weird that Kenny Omega is theoretically main eventing the biggest show of the year this year. And he just kind of came out like he might as well have been Sammy Guevara. Like he's coming out with Jericho's entrance, wearing the same gear that all of them are wearing together. And it was just like, wow, we haven't seen this guy in a month. He's wrestling in the main event of the biggest show of the year, theoretically, and he's just there. He's just existing in this match. So live, I didn't care for it too much. It is better on rewatch, like I said. I do think for everyone that says that they never said it was Anarchy in the Arena. So
Hold on. Let me talk about the match because I ain't even talking about it.
Go for it.
I didn't really like this at all, and I think because it's going to double back to the point Kid's about to make. Anarchy in the Arena and Stadium Stampede, like, other than, the music and stuff, the tone of these matches are just different. Anarchy in the Arena feels like a fight, a wild brawl, guys actually want to kill each other. A lot of times these two sides that legitimately it's like we're gonna die. We're gonna die before this match is over, right? That's how it usually feels. These Stadium Stampede matches, I didn't even remember them until we talked about it last week. And I watched this match and I went back and I watched some of the other ones and I remember, yeah, I never liked these because these are let's do the bits. You know what I mean? The let's do the bit matches. And that shit just never hits for me. And then they never feel like fights either. They just feel like,
Corny bullshit.
Just random nonsense, you know what I mean? So if you like this, again, this is another match I can see people really loving. Me though,
There
I
are
never
people
liked
that
these matches,
absolutely
so
adore
has-
this match,
it has
and I
to be
get that.
8.3.
And I get that. But
8.3.
like I said, I liked everything that would happen like around the ring. All the stuff that was backstage, I was like, what the fuck are we doing? So
I didn't even like a lot of the stuff that happened around the ring because like it just became kind of hard to follow because it was just too much. I like the beginning and I like the very end, like the very beginning, very end.
Very beginning was hot. I will agree.
Easily.
Party
Those
time.
were absolutely planted for sure. Yeah.
I was shocked they did not show Jack Perry stabbing them with a knife on the pay-per-view. I was shocked they didn't show that. I was like, okay, clearly this is just a plant spot. But then I'm watching the match back. Like there was stuff that happened. Like there was like they only showed the Bucks and the Dogs concourse brawl, but there were the GOA and Hurt Syndicate went up there too, and you saw none of that. Bucks and the Dogs also went to the upper deck and concourse and brawled. They didn't show that at all.
Came right by us.
I may not have liked the content of the backstage segments, but they weren't pre-tapes, so to be able to pull that off live, thumbs up. Didn't like the content, but to do that in one take live on pay-per-view, pretty impressive. Out of those, to me, like the thing, I thought the Chris Jericho Ricochet one summed up modern day Chris Jericho because they do this silly bullshit with a tennis ball shooting machine, and Ricochet starts hitting him with a tennis racket, and then the door opens and Luther's there, and he hands Jericho an oversized tennis racket, and Chris Jericho looks at it and holds it up like that's just supposed to be funny. But would have actually been funny is if he had taken giant oversized tennis racket and whipped Ricochet's ass with it. That would have got some laughs. But he never did that. He just showed off the giant oversized ticket racket. Like that's funny enough. Ha ha. Let me go ahead and sit this down against the wall and throw some tennis balls some more. Like I don't. Like I'm way below the consensus on this one because like the consensus on this is like 4 stars, and I'm like, what the fuck were most people watching? It's maybe. The most impressive thing in the match to me is Shelton Benjamin's 50 years old, and he did a tope con hilo, and that was fucking incredible.
That was the best part of the match.
That was the best part of the match
Yeah.
because they did the you did, but it was because people were weirded out, and you could hear a huh, like you could see people go huh and weirded out in the crowd because Kenny and the Bucks do the Terminator thing, and they do tope suicidas, and you're like, why didn't you do the Terminator dive? And then Shelton gets into the ring, looks around, hits the ropes, does the tope con hilo, massive pop, massive reaction, fucking impressive. That was highlight of the match to me. But yeah, it wasn't serious as Anarchy of the Arenas are. It was in line with the first 2 Stadium Stampedes, not the third one. The third one, I don't know. I don't know what you call the third one because the third one, it's like is a Stadium Stampede in name, but it's more like an Anarchy in the Arena, but it wasn't at the level of the rest of them.
And
I liked this one more than the second one, but the first I've watched that first one like 5 times. I love that fucking match. But like this was just like a bunch of like way too much corny bullshit and not what I
And
want.
and it was long. I'm complaining here that Joe Ospreay couldn't get like 5 more minutes, and this match went like 30. I think it going 30 when it has the normal Anarchy in the Arena stuff that takes up the first 15 minutes of the match, that's totally fine. But in this format, it was just messy. It was messy, and I was like, everyone was mocking me for not getting my precious Anarchy in the Anarchy in the Arena match. Gentlemen, I've been to all of them. There's literally no one that has seen them all live. I'm tied with all the other people on this planet that went to all the 4 Double or Nothings before this. I'm not the victim here. I know there were other people that were going to the show expecting it because it becomes a tentpole match. It would be like if WWE this year decided we're just not going to have Money in the Bank. Like, it would be weird. Like, it's like fans, like, even if we don't like that stuff, their fan base looks forward to that as a tentpole match they have every year, just like the Rumble. And I feel like this is the closest thing AEW has, aside from maybe the Continental Classic, of having like a tradition. And the reason why we were fighting in the Discord about the name of the match, I understand. They didn't call it in the Arena, they called it Stadium Stampede. We all understand, everyone's smart enough to get that. We talked about last week, again, everyone who has this take, say it before the show, don't say it after the show. I'll give more
Markeem
credit.
said it before the show. I went
No,
back
no,
and
hold on.
watched it. Markeem said it.
I know, but we talked about,
Markeem said it.
we had a whole, Chase,
Markeem said it, kid.
Chase,
He
we had a
fucking
whole,
said it, kid.
Chase, we had a whole segment on the show talking about music. On this show, a week ago, talking about music. A whole
Yeah,
segment.
but Markeem said that this match usually doesn't have music. He fucking
I
said it.
No, he said his exact words were, why are they calling this Stadium Stampede instead of
Yes, he
Anarchy
said
Arena?
that, but I'm saying during the end of the discussion,
I know.
Markeem said, but Stadium Stampedes ain't usually got music though.
No, they don't usually. We thought because of the fact that the show was in Louis Armstrong Stadium, people thought that was the only reason why. And secondly, people don't just associate the music with Anarchy in the Arena. That's what I feel like you guys don't understand. They associate the music with Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing. Yeah.
And they had become a Double or Nothing tradition. Adam's friend, not to put him on the spot here, but Adam's friend straight up told us after the show he was expecting music. I'm sure a lot of people in that building were too. And again, it's very easy after the fact, because it wasn't the same title of the match, to attribute the tradition to the title of the match and not just the show that it's taking place in. That was the
Hey,
point.
Kid's point. Hold on. What happened?
No, you're good.
Nothing, you're good.
Everyone's audio is kind of weird right now. So, but go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying to Kid's point, what's it called it? My brother-in-law, he said, he texted me while it was going on. He was like, "Hey, Markeem, where's the music? Didn't they do this last year at Double or Nothing, the music?" I was like, "Not the same kind of match." And he was like, "What's the difference?" I was like, "The music." So yeah, the Kid's point, yeah.
It wasn't just that though. It was the corny bullshit was in full effect. It
The
wasn't
violence.
obviously when you can't do.
Yes.
Maybe they make that decision to
Hold
do
up.
this when they get when they realize they're running this in New York, and New York back in 2016 re-regulated wrestling and put all these weird restrictions on it, which are still pretty archaic for considering that wrestling's entertainment, not a sport. Why are we regulating this? But maybe that's when the flip switched and they decided to go in that direction.
And yeah, because
It's
definitely
Josh's mic. It's not yours.
it was definitely a combination of the music and also the match having, God, that's very loud. That is Josh's mic, yeah. It was a combination of the music
Hey,
and
Josh, did your headphones come out? Oh.
the audio is
unpad?
emanating from your screen in a way that is off-putting. But yeah, it's not the
One-
music
one was
wasn't
done. Go
the
for it.
music was
One
one
was done.
problem, but not having the level of violence that everyone normally expects, not having, because like it's hard to describe to people in these Anarchy in the Arena matches. You don't just see people brawling in your concession area; you see people brawling in your aisleway. And because the match has 10 to 15 people, it's actually easy to disperse them around an arena to where everyone feels involved. And I feel like that's the key. It's that the match gets the crowd. The crowd is part of the environment of the match. And I feel like when so much of it is done backstage, so much of it with like the stuff they did and like the truck spot outside, the crowd is not as involved. And I feel like that's why it goes from one of the most special live experiences you can have to something that's kind of forgettable. And I think that's disappointing. And I understand the New York restrictions, all that. I would just hope moving forward, this doesn't happen again, because they have something really special here. They have a Double or Nothing tradition that a lot of people look forward to. And I don't want that to go away. I like that they have a temple event like that everyone can.
I'm fairly certain it'll be back next year in full effect.
Probably, and I understand that, and the New York thing, I understand, is not their fault, but it's still disappointing, and I still feel like a
Now,
lot of fans, despite the different match name, you can call the majority of the fan base idiots, you can call the majority of the live crowd idiots. I think the most people watching expect the music. I think that's a fact.
Maybe they do it at a different show this year. Maybe they still do
Maybe.
it. It's just at a different show.
Maybe.
like,
By the way, this popcorn is fucking great. Thank y'all. I made this
to
because of
like
y'all.
to me
It's incredible.
to me the cons totally have enough money to fucking lobby the New York state legislator to get rid of this bullshit.
But do they have the power to be able to do that? Unlike the other wrestling promotion who
Now
they don't do blood,
they have the connections. They're starting to do blood though.
but they don't do blood, and they don't do a lot of these things. So it's, you know, it's funny when you said that this got put back in,
What do you
just
mean?
saying. What year did you say they passed this?
These all okay, because if you remember back in when we were watching ROH heavy, blood, crowd brawling, all that. This
Yes, yes.
all
What
these
year
is
did you just what year did you say?
2016 is when it happened because that's when they brought in MMA and they redid all the pro wrestling stuff.
Look at Josh. Look at this one.
Man, I think this match, I think having an 8.3 on cage match is also kind of like there's this
Weird,
like well,
weird.
there's this snowball effect where you're having so much fun at the show, you're loving every match on the show that you almost like want to keep that vibe.
No, there are I've seen people who absolutely love because they
Yeah,
love
there
the
are people that
goofiness.
do
They
love
love.
this match.
They do, but that cage match rating is still too high, even considering that.
No, I absolutely agree. I'm just saying that there are people that they like this sort of thing. So there are people that will defend you to the death that this sort of thing is what AEW used to be, and they liked it.
Liked it more when they did this more often.
Hey,
Yeah, I've heard that.
hey, hey, just curious, who was in every single one of those segments that were like this?
Chris Jericho.
Uh-huh.
And they hate him.
He's been an Eric in the arena though. You would think he would appreciate the music thing was his idea. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, it was. But
Like
so was Stadium Stampede and doing corny bullshit. And what did we get? We got no music
I
and
don't think
corny
that's all
comedy
his
skits.
idea. I don't think that's all his idea. There are other people in that company that have power that like corny bullshit too.
Just
Kenny
say the Young Bucks,
Omega.
Josh. Stop.
And it ain't just the Young Bucks. It's Kenny
Kenny
too.
Omega. Kenny
Oh,
Omega's way up there too.
that's my boy. But yeah,
and obviously going forward, I feel like there'll be no confusion. Going forward, I think now it's established that Stadium Stampede will not have music and Eric in the Arena will have music. I think there were a lot of people who associated the tradition just as much with the pay-per-view. And now that's not true, but I don't think those people were wrong for thinking
I think I do think that they probably should have said something on TV, even if it was in passing, about the music and about that, this is,
Ricochet should have been like, and you're not getting your goddamn music with this match.
right,
He should have
something like that, just so everybody understood that, oh, okay.
it's a very good tradition AEW has too. It's like it's one of the few things that they created. Like that's an AEW concept. Like the Anarch in the Arena with the music. It's a unique
New Jack matches were happening before
No,
AEW
no, no, but
existed.
the style of how they do it, the style of like all the like the multi-man brawl associated with it, the fact that it involves the arena being torn apart as well with it, the length of these matches, the fact that the music's not played all the way through, the fact that the music's always changing, the fact that it's not like one song playing the whole way.
I
The
mean,
fact that
they literally can't go back to T-Mobile just because of this match. So yeah,
I'm aware, like, and like the fact that you can get 3 different songs at once in this match, like that's a really cool AEW tradition, and it's something that they shouldn't just like forget about that. Like I think it's a key feature for their company, and they should bring it back whenever they
One
can.
more thing. I think that match, Anarchy in the Arena, one time they should do it and have like real stakes. Loser unit has to disband. Give me that, bro. Give it where it's like this match that we all love, that's always chaotic and fun. There's real stakes if someone loses it. Please do that.
none of their big gimmick have any of their big gimmick matches ever had real stakes like blood and
They-
guts? Is that
Do it. That's what I'm saying. Do it. Give us that. Give us that, man. Tony Khan loves his factions. Wouldn't that be a cool way to break up the Don Callis family? They lose one of these matches. Just saying.
you
Or the
can't
Death
get all the
Riders.
Don Callis family in one of these matches? Well, I guess technically you could because there's no rules, and you could
I
have
mean-
all
I mean,
18
yeah,
of them out there.
just pick your best four. Pick
Yeah,
your best five. or something.
the Wolfpack version of the Don Callis family.
Yeah.
That match was a letdown.
Great show, really great show. Anything last thoughts about it?
I mean, you got a gate in the $1.5 million range.
Pay-per-view will do 180.
Yay for spending more money.
Just we don't know where the pay-per-view is going to land, but high would be my guess. We were way off. Our predictions were way off. I wish that I could do that every weekend, but money. So once a year.
You would die.
There is
Every weekend?
for those who maybe watch
You
the
don't
show,
even know about my Chinatown adventures.
No.
for those who watch this show and have never been to one of these, I can't recommend it enough. It's a really holistic experience of fun, excitement, seeing your friends, like getting to visit a new stadium, getting to visit a new area. Like it's really special. And like
No, you should be like Mark Ham and go to these New Japan shows that don't draw.
Motherfucker. I wasn't gonna go.
That wasn't his decision.
That was not my
wasn't
decision,
that was
man.
not his
My woman
decision.
is a pro wrestling
The
fan
second
now.
time. You do the third time's a pattern, Marquine. This two.
That's not him.
I mean, the first time
Not
I
him.
had the time of my life, man. Cool
I'd
as
say it was
fuck.
the second best AEW show I've ever seen.
I put this on Twitter, and I feel like it's necessary
Live.
for what Chase said, right? Imagine watching a great movie, right? You're like, I really like that movie, and then instantly discrediting it because it didn't make $2 billion at the box office. That's how a lot of people talk about wrestling. Hit the stop button. That was perfect.
We out of here.
See
Appreciate
you in
everybody.
2 weeks.